Hello, hello, hello. What's up tonight, everyone? Welcome. Fine Thursday to y'all. Good to see ya. What is up, CatCam fan? Here it go. Elf again. Rook or K-Dog? How are you, Rook or K-Dog? Nesmith, Helterco. How is everyone doing tonight? It's back, and I think it's even better than it was last time. We're gonna try some more turtle logging. I promise if you get bored and it's way too grindy, we'll switch it up. There's plenty of good backup decks, but I really want to see. I've been wanting to play this ever since. Hey, what's up, Mike? How are you? Good to see you. What's up, Aracalypse? I've been wanting to try this build ever since we got Streets of New Capenna, because I don't know if you remember how many of you were here when we tried the infamous turtle log deck before, and we played like 2 matches in 2 hours and timed out one of them, and it was just like the best grinding experience of all time. The problem we had in this deck, the idea of this deck, is we essentially are trying to loop Colossus Sky Turtle in Shigeki. Shigeki gets back a whole bunch of cards, and Sky Turtle, we can pitch it to get back Shigeki and do it again. So we're getting back, like, in the late game, a bunch of cards every turn. 3 or 4 cards every single turn. And the idea is we're going to be blowing up lands with Beseiju and, like, gaining life with our Workshop Ward, and we're going to be blossoming, prancing through our deck to draw cards. So it's this weird grindy experience of just bouncing and annoying our opponent into oblivion. The problem we had last time is we kept bouncing Meat Hook Massacres. I don't know if anyone remembers that game. It was like the most ridiculous game. We kept bouncing Meat Hook Massacres and eventually went through our entire deck, and we just couldn't win because we do stuff and then we get Meat Hook Massacred and eventually timed out. But I think the Endless Detour is the solution to that problem. Now that we have Endless Detour, we actually have the hardest of locks, because now we can get back Endless Detour every turn and deal with whatever our opponent draws for the turn, deal with the Meat Hook Massacre that we bounced or whatever, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. So it should be better at closing out games. Plus, now we have Titan of Industry, pretty good finisher. We got All-Seeing Arbiter, also a pretty good finisher. So we should be able to actually close out games a little bit, I think. Maybe. Not that we want to close out the game, but you know what I'm saying. Is this a Crim deck? It has too much green for a Crim deck, but it is the trolly kind of deck that Crim would probably enjoy playing. If it didn't have green in it, I think Crim would probably love it. What are y'all thinking about Commander Legends 2? We should get the last spoilers, at least before the full spoiler tab, during the stream tonight. It is time to wrap up spoiler season. How are we feeling about this set? Honestly, I gotta say, and I might be in the minority, I feel like it ranks a little bit behind Commander Legends 1 for me. I don't know if it's because the D&D flavor, I just don't know the flavor of the set as much. I don't know if it's power level, I don't know, but I think it's a little bit behind Commander Legends 1 in my eyes, at least. Not that it's a bad set. There's still tons of cards that I want to try that look really sweet, and I'm excited to actually try them out. In Limited, looks like it'll be really fun. So it's not that it's a bad set, but it's not speaking to me in the same way that Commander Legends 1 did. I'm definitely happy. Alex Mateo, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for our new subscriber. Thank you. Yeah, I think that the power level is fine. I would rather not have Jeweled Lotuses and Hull Breachers and Opposition Agents. I don't think those cards are healthy, so I would rather have a power level like this. Although I will say, there are some cards that I look at and I see these like 6 drops in 7 drops, and I read them, and those are the cards that I could maybe see getting a little more power. Like some of the random 7-drop dragons, 6-drop things, maybe they could be like 1 less mana, something like that. Like Elder Brain. Could Elder Brain be 6 mana instead of 7 mana? Things like that, I think I could see maybe upping the power a little bit. But I don't want more Jeweled Lotuses. I don't want more Hull Breachers. The King Lullaby, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Yeah, so I think this set's sweet. I am excited for it, and it definitely has some good cards. This new Mana Rock is pretty interesting. How good do you think Vexing Puzzle Box is? 3 mana, taps down a mana. When you roll a dice, put that many charge counters on it, and you can tap it and remove 100 charge counters to tutor for an artifact, put it on the battlefield, and shuffle. Will there be reprints in the set? I mean, there are. Probably the biggest disappointment of the set for me, honestly, because the D&D flavor thing, that's fine. Like, we get a set almost every month these days. Some of them are going to have flavors that I just don't personally connect to, and that's awesome because other people are going to connect to them. So they should keep doing D&D sets, even if the flavor goes right over my head. Like, that's not a problem, even a tiny bit. That is perfectly fine. The problem, I would say, if there's one to fix, is they could have had better reprints. The reprints in the set, although I do think maybe people are forgetting the land cycle, and that's not a justification for the lack of reprints, but it is worth pointing out that we do have a really solid land cycle being reprinted that were pretty expensive before they were reprinted. That said, there isn't a vampiric tutor, there's not a mana drain, there's not a scroll rack. Beyond the lands and the reflecting pool, there's just really not a ton of good reprints, so they could have done more of the reprints for sure. The main set, I think it looks fun. It's got some really fun cards, and we'll see what we'll get for the rest of spoiler season. There could still be some more goodies. Wild Magic Surge, I think, is great. That's like maybe a better Chaos Warp, pretty close to a better Chaos Warp. So that's new staple removal. One of the things Red struggles with is killing anything. This solves that problem. This goes in every Red deck, just like Chaos Warp. We were just talking about Red removal. This really takes and ups the power level of Red removal. This was a reprint light set. It was announced long ago. That's true. They don't have to have a lot of reprints in numbers though, but they could have had better ones. Like, rather than reprinting Basilisk Collar, that could be Mana Crypt or something like that. So I know that because of flavor concerns, they probably just can't have a million reprints in a D&D set. That makes sense to me, but they could have better reprints in the few reprint slots that they did have, I think. Seth, about Hybrid Mana and Commander, if they make that change, you could put Reaper King in any deck. Could you put Reaper King in any deck, including colorless? Since per hybrid, it's either Wooburg or colorless. Yes, I think that's how it would work with Reaper King in specific. And I think that'd be fine. People have brought that up as a question before, but it's 10 mana. It's 10 mana. It's not even that strong of a card, especially if you're not playing a bunch of Scarecrows. But yes, that is how it would work. You can play Reaper King in any deck based on how I would interpret Hybrid Mana. Hey, Seth, did you see the Infinite combo with Nero Wild Mage and Displacer Kitten? Yes, it is. It's ridiculous. The combo is ridiculous. Okay, if you haven't seen it, let's talk about the combo. And then no reminders, then we'll talk about this deck, then we'll start playing Magic. And as we see new cards coming out, let me know and we'll talk about them as we go along. So this combo, Nira's pretty hilarious. So Nira and Displacer Kitten. So Nira's this new legend. This is whenever you cast a spell, you can put on the bottom of your library. If you do reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land card, and you can cast that card for free, only do this once each turn. It only triggers once each turn. Displacer Kitten, when you cast a non-creature spell, you get to blink something. So the idea is, if you get both of those down, you can manipulate the stack in a way that Nira will go through your whole deck. You cast a spell, it'll trigger Nira. You can use Displacer Kitten to blink Nira. So you have a new Nira, so the once per turn restriction isn't going to be met already. And then this spell you get off of Nira's ability, if it's a non-creature, will trigger Nira, and you do it again, and you do it again, keep blinking it, so you reset it, so you keep going. And if your deck is all non-creatures, you essentially tutor through your deck until you find whatever spell you want, and you get to cast it for free. Even if you have some creatures in your deck, you'll still do a lot of digging to find the spell that you want. So it is a really cool synergy. It is definitely super sweet. I like it. Massimo. Hey, what's up, dog? How are you? Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. So reminders, replay YouTube. That's where you'd find the old streams, including a Swin of the Future, normal YouTube. Tons of stuff coming up on the YouTube. Yesterday, did some Angel of Suffering logging. What do you think of the Angel Lock deck in Explorer? Oh, that one game was so good. One of my favorite games in a while, actually. The game where the opponent had the coma and they had this huge board and they thought they had us dead and our Angel of Suffering came through. Oh my goodness, that was so good. That was so good. Our opponent, they did not see it coming even a little bit. So yeah, that one was pretty sweet. Definitely worth checking out. A reminder that our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom, and if you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes and they'll hook you up. They got Commander Legends too. They got everything. So thanks to Card Kingdom for supporting the show. Otherwise, merch page, tokens, t-shirts, playmat, good way to support the stream and the channel and the site. Donation always appreciated, never required. $2 or more, get your message read on stream. And with that out of the way, let's talk about the return of Turtle Lock. Play some Magic. If you get bored of this deck, I promise, we'll switch and play something else. So what is this deck trying to do? This is the grindiest deck in Standard, maybe the most annoying deck to play against in Standard. So the main synergy of our deck is Shigeki Jukai Visionary. Shigeki, 2 mana 1/3. You can pay 2, return to your hand, dig for land, build the rest of the stuff. The big deal with Shigeki, variant, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you, thank you. Are the Saffron Olive stickers available? I'm not sure what Goldfish sticker they currently have. I think it's the Saffron Olive one, but I'm not 100% sure. It's whatever they have in stock, and it like rotates through. So if it's not the one that you're looking for, the one you're looking for should come back at some point. Fictional, welcome to the Fishbowl. Hello to you. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you, thank you. Really want to see Lucky Knights too. Yeah, this deck, it takes so long to play that we'll probably do a couple matches. We'll see how it goes, and then do some Lucky Knights, because that'll speed things up a bit. So the main synergy, Shigeki, the channel ability. Double green and double X to return X non-legendary cards from your graveyard to your hand. So what we're trying to set up is just stay alive, get a bunch of mana on the battlefield, and we can use Shigeki to get a Colossal Sky Turtle from our graveyard, maybe along with some other cards. And then Colossal Sky Turtle has this channel ability of return a card from your graveyard to your hand, so we can use Colossal Sky Turtle to get back Shigeki. So in the late game, what really happens with this deck is we're gonna have like 10 mana or 12 mana in pretty much every turn. We're going to be getting back multiple things with Shigeki, bouncing our opponent's stuff with Endless Detour, bouncing it with Sky Turtle, maybe playing a finisher, maybe playing a Cyclone Summer to bounce even more stuff, and then Colossal Sky Turtle gets back to Shigeki, and then we do it again. We get back all of our stuff with Shigeki, we keep our opponent from doing anything with all our removal, and eventually, very, very slowly, we will bounce all of our opponent's stuff, destroy a bunch of their lands with Boseiju, and eventually maybe even beat them to death with random creatures. It is the slowest, grindiest deck that I think I've ever played in Standard. It's got 30 lands. It's got a ton of MDFCs. We got a bunch of other spice, like Blossoming Prancer digs to find our stuff. Cyclone Summoner, we can bounce it. We can bounce the board. We can also copy it with Glasspool Mimic to do it again and again. Ashaya can turn all of our creatures into land so they don't get bounced by Cyclone Summoner. So it'll make more sense. It'll make more sense when we actually get into the game. So let's jump into a game, and then you will see, hopefully, the beauty of Turtle Lock 2.0. Hey, Seth, I'm actually at Mythic with Shigeki Lock. Ooh, in Explorer. Ooh, I have not tried Shigeki Lock in Explorer. Ooh, Jun Shigeki Lock. That looks sweet. You have Kolaghan's Command to get back to Shigeki. Ooh, I'm gonna have to try that sometime. I'm gonna have to try it. Does Krim and the other guys have streaming channels? Y'all's my favorite. So Krim streams at the Asian Avenger on Twitch. Phil doesn't stream. Tomer streams on the MTG Goldfish Commander YouTube. Oh, that's right. We got Alchemy news. Oh, we didn't talk about it. I'm really curious. We can talk about it as we go along. So we got Alchemy news yesterday. Wizards had some announcements. Their announcements, and I think these are positives, but their announcements were, number one, what are we playing here? Let's play a Floral Hadron. So announcement number one, hey, what's up, winner? How are you? Announcement number one was, next time they release an Alchemy set, there's a turtle, that's good. Next time they release an Alchemy set, it's going to have more... Yeah, let's Shigeki. Next time they release an Alchemy set, it's going to have less rares and more uncommons, which I think is actually good. Like, that is a big step in the right direction. This puts land into play tapped, right? Yeah. All right, so headquarters, go. Do some Shigeki-ing. So less higher rarity cards, more lower rarity cards. That's good. Also, a draft event where you get an Alchemy card per pack. I don't know if this is going to shift the... math or change people's perception of this format. I hope we get a land here. Oh, just barely. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Mill some cards. They didn't say how many less rares. That is That is true. They said they were shifting it more uncommons, less rares. Whether that means they do something silly and have like one less rare and one more uncommon or something, or they actually make a big change, I guess we'll have to wait and see, but it felt like good news. I don't know if it's going to change anything. When you talked about seeing my Alchemy post on Reddit, what post do you mean? Oh, Rooker. So, I don't know, did you have a big write-up about Alchemy? Like, maybe it was someone who had a similar username. When I read it, I thought I saw Rooker K-Dog as a username, and I assumed that it was you, but maybe it wasn't you. Maybe it was someone else. But it was a big post about how many of the things people disliked about Alchemy had been improved or fixed, in your opinion. Was that actually your post, or was it someone else's? All right, Shigeki returns. Land on blue. And pass the turn. Hey, what's up, Divon? How are you? Yeah, I mean, that is kind of the problem, that because things started off so poorly, I'm not actually sure that I don't know if they can save it now. It might just be too late. It might be that people are already so just upset and burnt out with the whole idea of the format that maybe it's just too late for Alchemy to ever make a comeback. Well, Ottawa, go. Gonna leave up this turtle. I assume our opponent's playing the Storm deck. Colossal Sky Turtle is pretty good at answering Goldspan Dragon for no value. Expressive Iteration. And we're getting our mana build up. We're getting to where we want to be. We're getting to the point where we're going to start Shigeking stuff back from the graveyard. I just made a few posts, but that one was heavily downvoted. I would have assumed you didn't see it. It was like one of the recommended posts or something. Like, I was reading another post, and that was the next one up at the bottom, so. Do you think we should play any Alchemy this summer? We're getting this whole Alchemy set. Oh, alright, well, Shigeki. Just keep Shigeking. Get a pathway. Replay Shigeki. Like, pretty soon we're gonna start locking. We're getting a full graveyard. We're ramping aggressively. This is kind of where we want to be. Past the turn. We're protected from Goldspan. The algorithm. The almighty algorithm knows. I actually don't hate Alchemy. That is not exactly true. I am actually enjoying Standard a lot right now. I think Standard, oddly, might be in the best place it's been in a very long time. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Well, let's start the fun. Sky Turtle the Shigeki. Oh, yes, happy times. Happy times. Pass the turn. Shigeki at the ready. This is where it gets so miserable for our opponent. Our opponent's going to want to play Magic. They're going to want to do things, but Shigeki is just not going to let it happen. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's so good. Standard hasn't been good since Eldraine. That's true, although, I don't know, I think that our current Standard's the best it's been since Eldraine. I really do. You can compete with several different decks, actually quite a few different decks. All the 3 color combinations are pretty playable. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, swinging back 4 things. Oh, Shigeki. Do I love Shigeki? All right, so Shigeki X4, Sky Turtle, Florahedron, Prancer. Yes, please. Yes, we'll take them all. And this is channeling, so it's essentially uncounterable. It is really hard for most decks to deal with. And now we do this for a while. Blossoming Prancer, 1, 2. Play Prancer. Go digging. Get a Tangled Floral Hedron. Floral Hedron is a land. Floral Hedron is a creature. Pass the turd. We do want to leave up our Sky Turtles so we can bounce. So we can bounce a Goldspan. That's the main thing we're worried about, is a Goldspan coming down. Pass the turd. Zaire for the 42nd month. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What was your favorite standard? That's a really good question. I think my favorite recent standard was Cons. Con standard I enjoyed a lot. Expressive iteration. Doodleman, welcome to the Fistbowl. Hey Seth, getting ready for Modern Tournament tonight. Should I run Rakdos, Rock, 4-color, or Scred Red? I'm always gonna pick the Blood Moon deck. So I'm gonna say Scred Red. I don't think that's the best option, but it's Blood Moon. It's got Blood Moon in it. Hey, see you, Doug. Thanks for swinging by. War of the Spark was good too. That was one of the last time standard was good, I think, pre-Eldrade. Oh, Hanada. Okay, that's sure. Sure. And a tap land, and bounce Hanada. Untap, go to combat, hit ya. Play Lair of the Hydra. Play the Celestus. Pass the turn. Oh, Rakdos Rock has Blood Moon too? Oh, that's fine then. Either one. As long as they're Blood Moon. As long as they're Blood Moon, you're good about it. Not a returns. And so one, two, three. We can get back 3 things. I mean, that's probably still worth it. Or we just channel Shigeki. 1, 2, 3. Get back some cards. Blood Moon Tron. That's the best way to do it. 5-color Blood Moon Tron. Go. I promise you'll win your FNM. Although don't blame me if I'm wrong. Okay, now what? Well, so if we bounce Hanada, we need this to end with us getting back the Shigeki. But we also want this Hanada not to kill us. So, well, alright. Master of Winds. Draw some cards. Draw 2, discard 1. There's the Endless Detour, which I like. Discard Florahedron. Play the land. And pass the turn. Actually, go attacking with a Prancer and pass the turn. I think we're in good shape here. I think. Seth, thank you for fulfilling all my Magic Deck needs. You're like the patron saint of subpar but fun Magic. I will take that. I am honored to be the patron saint of subpar but fun Magic. I embrace that. Endless Eater is, that's actually the reason I wanted to revisit the deck, because last time, I mentioned this during the intro, we played this deck one time before, and we ran into a big issue with Meat Hook Massacre being looped. And I think the Endless Detour, boy, what is our opponent's hand if their Hanada just keeps doing nothing forever about it? I mean, we're going to try to Endless Detour this Hanada. Boom. And now we can turtle back the Shigeki. Do it again. Wow, Pona lets it go. Oh my god, this is happening. Opponent. Passing. Well, Sky Turtle. We need to get back a Shigeki. Keep it going. This isn't going to end, opponent. Yeah. Well, I guess it's going to end if you scoop. Got him! Oh, that was pretty good. We took down one of the most obnoxious control decks in Standard. I don't know. It must have been a bunch of... I don't even know. What could they possibly have that they weren't casting there? A bunch of removal? Hey, what's up, Righteous Fury? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. I vote this to be one and done. You don't like this deck, do you, Magikarp? What? Why don't you like the turtles? Not a fan of the turtles, eh? I mean, we'll definitely try the night deck at some point. Oh yeah, we were Sky Turtle locking. The best kind of locking. I guess we can go down to Fading Hope. Fading Hope doesn't seem... You know what? 2 Fading Hopes. Fading Hope doesn't seem that great here. Run it like that. Hey, what's up, Grokeskin? Righteous Fury for the 5th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. I mean, maybe we're going to get all the good reprints tonight from Commander Legends. They are doing the WotC stream. They are going to show off some cards. Maybe that's where we get the Docksides and the Mana Crypts. Hey, what's up, Stone? How are you? Hello. So what's the first deck you're building with the new cards from Commander Legends? Standard Treasures. Standard Treasures could be fun. Yeah, let's... Floral Heater, I guess. Run it out. Yeah, Standard Treasures could be fun. There's a couple of decks from the Pro Tour that we could try, or we could try to build one. But I do like the idea of Standard Treasures. There are a lot of good treasure payoffs. The only thing I dislike, and this isn't a deal breaker, but the only thing I dislike is they end up being Goldspan decks. And Goldspan, that's one of those cards that I never feel good about playing, just because it's so strong. It's been at the top of Standard for so long that it's just not that interesting to me. I hope they fix the curling foils. They were insane in the last one. Yeah, the first Commander Legends did some serious curling. Oh, Grow Land Destruction could be fun. Do you think that would be more fun than Turtle Lock? Turtle Lock is kind of a land destruction deck in its own roundabout way, almost. Ooh, missing land drops is less than optimal. Well, I guess it's Shigeki time. Yeah, I don't feel great about this, though. Not a good time to miss land drops. Our dice got 30 lands! 30 lands. How do we possibly miss land drops in a 30 land deck? The new Uncommon Chaos Warp is awesome. Awesome. Card's so good. I think that's one of the stapliest cards from the set. Like, I think that's something you play in every red deck. Wow. Fable the Mirror Breaker. Okay. I don't know what our opponent's doing. I guess they're just playing good Jeskai cards, but... Well, I mean, I guess technically that's a land. Close enough. Well, play the land, pass the turn. Opponent. Endless Turtle Detour. I like it. It is kind of an endless detour. The way it plays fits. Opponent. Wow, getting frisky with the Hall of the Storm Giant. I mean, channel is an ability, right? It's gotta be. Yeah, I don't think we can bounce it here. We will take 1,000,000. Yeah, Wild Magic Surge is... I think that's a new red staple. Well, tap land. Yeah. Opponent adapts. Oh, Skeletal Swarming. We've had some sweet Skeletal Swarming decks. Hey, what's up, Krimel93? Glad to catch you on stream, and thanks, went 3-1 last week at our F&M Legacy event with Mono Red Prowess, only lost to Painter. Ooh. How is the Legacy scene locally? Hey, what's up, Grateful Dead? I'm doing well. How are you? Good to see you, good to see you. That's pretty sweet that you actually have local F&M Legacy events. Most places don't have... I mean, I couldn't go to a Legacy F&M around where I live. I think a lot of places don't actually have paper Legacy events like that. Goldspan Dragon. Yeah, I guess we just gotta stroke the dragon. And then turtle the Shigeki. Not pretty, but we're getting there. Very, very slowly. Oh, yeah. Maybe that does sound worse than I realized. Yeah, I can see how that sounds kind of bad. What about Super Friends and Explore build around the Kobolas Dragon God? I'm not allowed to play Grixis. I'm not allowed to play Grixis control decks. So we have Krim at MTG Goldfish, and Krim plays enough Grixis for everyone. I mean, we could play it sometime, but yeah, if you would like to see that, you should check out Krim's stream, because Krim plays decks like that all the time. So I tend to stay away from him just because I figure people see him play them. Goldspan again. Okay. So if we Endless Detour and they counter, how bad is that? Oh, could they have Negate? Negate would be a blowout. But I mean, we can't let the dragon just run wild. Alright, opponent puts it on top. Fracking her Bankbuster. Down to 11. So if we play this, they get to Goldspan us. We could Shigeki. Oh, we haven't got our mana going. That's a big... Yeah, I think we gotta just do it. Cyclone Summoner, big him up, big him up. We have not stroked nearly enough dragons. That's the problem. This dragon has gone unstroked, and it's gonna be the death of us. Opponent hits us down to 7. Yeah, Goldspan's busted. The card's good. The card's pretty good. Racking her Bankbuster. And opponent passes. 1, 2. Well, Florahedron. Pass the turn. We only got 1 turtle. Yeah, we're in trouble. We are in trouble. Yeah, pass the turn. This dragon's just getting us, though. I know, shouldn't it fly? Look at that thing. Thing looks like you can just reach up and grab the dragon right out of the sky. But nope. Good old Magic flavor. Opponent getting in with the dragon. So what have y'all been playing in Standard? Anything sweet? Opponent hits us down to 3. Yeah, this is a tough spot. Well, Shigeki, 1, 2, 3. Turtle, Fading Hope, Detour. Oh, I don't know if it'll be enough, though. We might just be too slow here. Opponent's got the dragon down this time. Ooh, Boros Reanimator. That sounds spicy. Huh. How do we stay alive? All right, play the War Chief. No blitz. Get down, Drake Dusk. You saying that makes me think the scene in Rick and Morty where Morty thinks he's torturing the alien and instead he's something else. Oh, yeah. It does remind me of that a little bit, doesn't it? How's the new season of Rick and Morty? Is it any good? Oh, God. I keep thinking that Rick and Morty's gonna... Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Well, not technically a counter. I keep wondering when Rick and Morty's gonna get worse. Like, every animated show eventually goes downhill. Have we reached the point with Rick and Morty where it goes downhill yet? Our opponent's still playing Hullbreaker. It's like, if you look at big animated shows, I just watched recently, I don't know if you ever watch Bob's Burgers or like Bob's Burgers. I think the first season of Bob's Burgers were pretty funny, but then I watched one of the more recent ones and it wasn't bad, but it was generic is actually a good term for it. It was like it was just not as good. I don't know. It's got to be very difficult to make that many shows and not run out of your best ideas. Oh. Yeah, all right. Wow, March is swirling. What is going on with this deck? It's gotta be tough. It's gotta be tough. Every single show had to happen. Simpsons, Family Guy, Futurama, good lord. Futurama had some excuses though, getting canceled. Archer has so far mostly been an exception. I will say, when they went on that like 3-season run of Dream seasons, the first time I watched those, I was kind of like, I don't know if I like these. I don't know if they're that good. But then I rewatched them and I was like, okay, yeah, they're actually pretty good. They're different, they're weird, but they were actually pretty good. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do about Jessica Walters. Like, I didn't actually realize how much stuff. I also really like Arrested Development. I really like Archer. Jessica Walters seems to be in a lot of things that I actually enjoy. Is there any show that's actually went all the way through without getting bad? I mean, I guess some that end early. Like if you end after a season, you got a shot. But it seems like most shows, even like the worst case of this, not animated. Ooh, BoJack actually is a good one. I think the trick is ending before your time. If you end after 4 or 5 seasons, look at BoJack, look at Breaking Bad, look at a lot of the best shows that don't go through that. They end after 4 or 5 seasons rather than going forever. And I think that's actually, maybe that's the secret. Maybe the secret to not getting boring is just quitting. That might actually be it. Or like, imagine Game of Thrones. If Game of Thrones stopped after like season 5, it would probably be a beloved show. But instead they went to season 8 and now everyone hates it. And rightly so. Like, the last seasons were so bad that it ruined a bunch of really good seasons that people did like. I've never watched Community. I feel like I should watch Community, and I would enjoy Community, but for some reason I've just never watched it. Either you die a good show or you live long enough to become a bad show. Like, I think that's actually it. Like, I think that is the truth. You know what? Let's play a land here so we can leave up Detour. We can Glasspool Mimic next turn. What is the best show to watch that I probably haven't watched? I guess you've heard me talking about shows. So, Community, recommend or not recommend? Is Better Call Saul really that good? It's really good. It is. It's if you're someone who really liked Breaking Bad and you jump into it, I felt like it started off pretty slow compared to Breaking Bad. Like Breaking Bad, the first episode, they're like right into it. Things are going crazy. Better Call Saul didn't really do that. So I think that... Man, let's prance. So I think that, be prepared for that if you're someone who is a Breaking Bad fan. It starts off a lot slower, but overall, I think that Better Call Saul is pretty close to Breaking Bad in terms of overall quality. Like, overall, it's a really, really good show. And if you like Breaking Bad, there's a lot of references and stuff that you'll like. Community is worth it. Okay. Maybe I'll have to try Community. I've been looking for something new to watch. I've never seen Crossing Swords either. You should start a sitcom about WotC and complaining about them not doing what the community wants with the professor. That would actually be kind of funny. I would potentially be down for that. Well, let's get our stuff back. Opponents missing land drops, which is making our life much easier here. Don't gotta worry about gold spam if our opponent doesn't have the lands. Burning Bush, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super thank you. Community had some really good episodes, and the last season was kind of awful. I mean, that makes sense. The Office. The Office comes, as far as shows that went bad, The Office after Michael left is so depressing. Like, that's what makes me worried about Archer without Jessica Walters. And I know Michael leaving Office is probably more like if Archer left Archer, but still, it does make me worried because The Office just got so we're gonna do it the boring way. The Office just got so incredibly bad after Michael left. I've watched The Sopranos. Sopranos is very good. The Tall Shark and Handsome, first time sub. Welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Frasier is a fantastic show that I think lasted even through their later seasons. I associate Frasier with my grandmother. I just remember my grandmother, like, when I was a kid watching that show and loving that show for some reason. So I've never actually watched it. Is it like an old person show? It's probably just my personal experience. For some reason, I've always thought of Frasier as like an old lady show. Probably because my grandmother was an old lady and she's the person I knew who watched it. Scrubs was the worst. They introduced a new cast for the last season. Seinfeld was really strong all the way through. I mean, but am I Frasier old? That's the real question. There's old and then there's Frasier old. I disagree with the last season was awful. If anything, the worst season was the fourth when they fired the showrunner only to rehire him for the fifth. Or like Dexter. I guess Dexter the last season was pretty bad, but the ending, oh my god, the ending was so bad. Is that the worst TV? What's just the worst ending to a TV show? It might be Dexter. Dexter was so incredibly bad. Yeah, Seinfeld had a pretty sketch ending too. I thought I didn't like the ending of Seinfeld. Sopranos I like the Sopranos ending. I like it. It leaves it to your imagination. Never got into Lost. I think the whole show wasn't the whole. I don't know. The whole show never made sense to me. Do yourself a favor and watch Station 11. Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, though, it wasn't just the last episode. It was like the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones that were just so bad. I mean, the last, I don't know. The last episode was pretty bad too. The pacing, I've never seen the worst pacing. I never actually finished House of Cards, which is weird because I actually liked House of Cards. And then I don't know why, but for some reason I never finished it. Master Ivy Flynn, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Ooh, World Tree. All right. The mana is good eventually. Yeah, sounds fine. We'll keep. I'll have to try Frasier. Actually, maybe my grandmother's thing wasn't an old thing. Maybe it's a Frasier thing because she also really liked Brendan Fraser. So maybe I misjudged it my entire life and she just has something about Frasier's. Penny Dreadful is pretty good. Still haven't really played Penny Dreadful. I'm still intimidated by the process of actually getting into a game of Penny Dreadful and building a deck at Penny Dreadful. House of Cards, yeah, I don't know if it's still going. Kevin Spacey was in it. I think that it's been over for a couple years now. I didn't actually see the ending of it. I watched some of the earlier seasons and liked them. I don't even remember why I don't even remember why I stopped watching it, but for some reason I never finished it. Veggie. No, not VeggieTales again. My childhood. Not again. We already went through this. I guess we play. Yeah, let's play the Plains in case we need to endless detour or something, which is possible. Opponent. Gonna discard a land. Did you watch Moon Knight? I don't even know what Moon Knight is. What's Moon Knight? Opponent. A little rampant. I feel like the Restoration of Vijano. This is a card to keep in mind. I feel like this. I might have to do an article sometime about cards to keep in mind for after rotation, because I think this is actually a good card. It's not Fable the Mirror Breaker good, but I think it's actually a legit good card. Actually, this might not. Well, is this worth it? What is our opponent ramping into? What's the... Gotta be Titan of Industry? How do we beat a Titan of Industry? This is gonna flip. I mean, we're gonna bounce everything eventually. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's slow things down. I've never watched 6 Feet Under. I think I've watched pretty much every good HBO show in the history of, and some bad ones. But for some reason, I've never actually seen 6 Feet Under. I have some friends that swear by it, that it's like so good. Is it on the level of like the best HBO shows like Sopranos and Wire and whatnot? Did you ever watch cartoons when you were young? No. I didn't have the most normal childhood. Most of the time when I was really young, we didn't have TV, period. And then, so I would occasionally get to like watch TV or whatever, do video games or something at like my grandparents' house or at friends' houses, but we didn't actually have TV. We could sometimes watch movies, but they were mostly horrible movies. Oh my goodness. And then, so we didn't actually really get to watch cartoons growing up. I read a lot of books growing up, which I think that's why I pronounce things weirdly, honestly. Because when I was learning to read and say things, rather than hearing like people say them on TV shows, it was mostly me like reading books and making up my own pronunciations. I really blame my pronunciations on that. I don't know if that even makes sense, but that's my theory of weird pronunciations. All right, opponent passes. We could bounce everything here. Do we even need to? I mean, Cyclone Summoner is good. We're not doing much else. We could get back Endless Detour. Get back Endless Detour and... Yes, if you ever need a deck, exclamation point deck. I mean, I also troll. I do also like to troll with pronunciations, but I also do mispronounce some things. It goes both ways. Hey, I'm good, Affinity. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. We had to watch, oh my goodness, what was the movie? The Sound of Music. Have you ever watched Sound of Music? I hope I never watch Sound of Music again. No, actually, the worst movie. Oh, speaking of my grandmother, I had to watch this when I was little at my grandmother's house. Have you ever watched Benji the Hunted? Do you know who Benji is? It's like it's a dog. I don't know if this is a normal thing that most people know about. You know what? We're just gonna bounce. I think this is fine. I don't know if... Hey, what's up, Stone Raid? If you've never watched Benji the Hunted, please don't. I swear that the movie, it's this little dog, And I don't think there's any talking in it because it's a dog. And I swear there's an hour-long scene of him trying to rescue a mountain lion cub, and it's this little dog like on a mountain trying to like help a little mountain lion cub down the mountain, and it just goes on for an hour. It's just this little dog climbing over rocks. It is the most mind-numbing, worst thing I've ever seen. And it turns out I didn't know this at the time. Eventually, recently I told my grandmother that I hated that movie, and she turns out she actually also hated the movie, but when I was little, she thought that I loved it for some reason, so she would always play it when I would go to her house. So we had a bit of a communication thing. I mean, The Sound of Music isn't bad, but when you're a little kid and that's one of like 3 movies that you're actually allowed to watch, and you have to watch it over and over again, it gets old after a while. I know it's like a classic, but the Benji movies are so amazing. It's amazing how bad they are. It's like hard to actually make a movie that bad. I assume that it actually takes effort and work. Like, I don't know how you do it otherwise. Let's just play a tap land. I think we want to leave up the Endless Detour. I mean, we got the 7/7. I think we win the long game. We always win the long game. Oh, Homeward Bound. Homeward Bound was at least kind of funny. Homeward Bound was at least a little funny. Much better than Benji. Fantasia. Ooh, boy, I forgot all about that movie. Herbie the... Those were some of the other movies. When we'd watch a movie as a little kid, it was like those 60s Disney movies. Herbie the Love Bug, like Flubber. What was it? Was it called Flubber? I swear there was one called like This Son of Flubber or something. Like the old... They're so bad. That's got to be like the low point of Disney filmmaking. Grease. I don't know if I know Grease is famous, but I don't think I've ever watched. Oh, The Incredible Mr. Limit. Yup. Any of those like black and white Disney movies from that area, I'm sure I saw like 100 times growing up. What was it? The first one wasn't called Flubber though. Now the Robin Williams ones was a remake of like the original one, like black and white one from the 60s or something. My Fish is Bad. I was a Milo and Otis kid, which is ruined now once you realize how horrible the movie was to make. I don't know if I've ever really watched Milo and Otis. I don't think so. Bedknobs and Broomsticks. No, actually, I don't think we watched that one. Because, I mean, witchcraft, obviously. You can't. Broomsticks, Bedknobs. That's not on the approved list. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that one was banned. What are we doing now? Flubber was a remake of Absent Minded Professor. That sounds right. We really need to get a Shigeki going. We're missing Shigekis and turtles. Maybe we just loot. We still have enough mana that we can endless. Yeah, let's just do that. Celestis. Day and Night. What movie do you think should inspire a magic set? Ooh. What do you... I actually am coming around to the idea of a Western magic set. Do you think a Western magic set would be good? Like, how about the good, the bad, and the ugly? The magic set. Dune would be a good one. Waterworld. Davy and Goliath. Yup. I know Davy and Goliath. Also what's the Adult Swim version? I used to think that was so funny. If you grew up as a little church kid, the Adult Swim version is so funny because they actually like kind of nail it, but then invert it and just... I could see a Western... Ooh, Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction magic set would be sweet. I would also like a Pulp Fiction magic set. Well, Lair of the Hydra. Leave up our interaction. Pass the turd. Where's our turtles? Where's our turtles? A turtle would be good. More ways to bounce would be good. Like, I feel like we're a couple turns away. A couple turns away from getting everything set up. How do we feel about Princess Bride? Princess Bride magic set could be funny too. I mean, Lord of the Rings is coming. We know that's coming like next year. I assume next year this time. I would expect it to release Moral Oral. That's what it was. I expect it to release when Commander Legends is releasing. So I think literally a year from now, because this is when Commander Legends release. It's when Modern Horizons releases. So I assume that the Lord of the Rings set is just replacing that. Fable the Mirror Breaker. How do we feel about Streets of New Capenna? Not as far as power level. The power level is sweet, and it's making a big impact on standard. But as far as flavor, like, that was a really weird world. This was modern gangster world. Do you think they pulled it off? Like, do we want more stuff like that? I think that's what's going to determine if we get, like, a Wild West set or some of these other Dune set, stuff like that, Blade Runner set. Hey, what's up, Godfather? I think that's what's going to determine it. Like, are players accepting of sets like that? Well, let's bounce the goblin. Pick him up, pick him up. Opponent draws a card. We mostly need to scry. We just need to find. Okay, yeah, that'll do, Pig. That'll do. Neon Dynasty, I think, is perhaps the most beloved set of its era. Like, okay, here's a question. I think that Kamigawa Neon Dynasty was straight up amazing and received well by essentially everyone. I did not see anyone talking badly about Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. It seems like it hit it out of the park with competitive players, with casual players, with Vorthos players, like every single part of the Magic community. When was the last time pre-Kamigawa we had a set like that was just universally beloved by everyone? There wasn't anyone complaining about it. People, limited players, constructed players, casual players, spikes, every single one. I feel like it's been a while. Since we had a set that was that beloved. It might be, Dominaria. Yeah, maybe Dominaria. I mean, original Innistrad for sure. But I think there's probably one in between, and it might be Dominaria. War of the Spark also was a high point for sure. Oh, come on, Wandering Emperor. Opponent's been sitting on that for days. Okay. Well, Ottawa. Go. Where's our turtles? Where's our Shigeki? War got worse. Like, War started off strong, but eventually War broke everything. Like, at the time when it released, it was sweet, but then 6 months later, a year later, it was the set that was breaking the multiverse. So I think that with hindsight, I don't think I could pick War. Although, really, when it released and that trailer came out, it was hyped. It was super. Everyone was so into that set. That was like peak Arena era, right? That's when they were doing the big productions for the trailers, and we're doing Mystic Invitationals and fake Twitch views, 150. Like, Magic was a big topic of conversation. That's when we were getting, Hearthstone streamers and all that stuff. It was like that. That was the esports era. I mean, it all ended up being a house of cards and came crashing down, but I want a Native American set. I'm 2 different tribes. Ooh, that could be really cool. Although, seems Wizards would have to have the right people designing it, I think. That seems like a hard one to do right if you're not a member of those communities. So that would be one where I'd want to make sure Wizards has the right people designing it. But if they could do it right, I think it could be really, really sweet. But if you do it wrong and you got a potential disaster on your hands, but it would be really cool if it was well executed for sure. That's true. I mean, Kamigawa, and this Kamigawa, I think, was much better received than the last Kamigawa. So maybe they're in a place where they'll be able to do it. Yeah, I mean, Neo is an example of that. That's true. Well, all right. Celestus returns. We need a turtle. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I really want to play this as a land, but all right. Play the land. Pass the turd. I think we're gonna end up bouncing around Cyclone Summoner and doing it again. All right, pass the turd. Ooh, Return of Arabian Nights would be interesting. What about like, where can we return to next? I think my pick is Lorwyn. I want to see Lorwyn again. If they can go back to Kamigawa, a very controversial set that was not widely liked at first, and make it one of the most popular sets of the modern era, I think they can do Lorwyn right. And I think that would be super fun. I think it would also be cool to see a return to some of the bad planes, like Masks, go back to Marsadian Masks, or like Fallen Empires or Homelands, some of the worst of all time. Go back to some of those and see if we could fix them. That would be interesting. Return to Theros. Meh. I mean, I don't know. I'm not the biggest Theros fanboy for some reason. The first one was okay, but I didn't think it was that great. And the second one I think was better, although it also had busted stuff. Oh, well, okay. Opponents. Well, we're gonna mill him out. We're gonna mill him out. We really need to find a turtle though, because this is not gonna work forever. About it. Passes. Well, let's Fading Hope the Cyclone Summoner. It's back. Untap. Headquarters. Well, tap the Mana Rock. Cyclone Summoner. Pick it up, pick it up. Pick them all up. Replay Celestus. Pass the turn. Wandering Emperor returns. Would you try a card game I made? What card game did you make, Stone Rain? It's irritating that WotC is against doing any plane they can't copyright. They set up the whole plane of Mountain and Seas thing, and we'll never do a real set there. Did it for going back to 2001 Fractured Plane thing with Arabian Nights. Speaking of, ooh, that's a blowout. Speaking of copyright, did you see that there's a Winnie the Pooh horror movie that's coming out? Because apparently Winnie the Pooh is public domain now. So it's a full-on like R-rated adult over the top horror movie with Winnie the Pooh as the killer. Yeah, apparently that's a real thing. So it seems like, aren't those things public domain at some point? Like Wizards could do, I mean, there's got to be a ton of old things they could do because they're public domain and no one owns it, right? Not that they would do Winnie the Pooh, but Wizards could do a Winnie the Pooh set, and that would be perfectly legal, and there wouldn't be anything they could really do to stop it. Oh my god. Oh, well, this is what happens when you don't find a turtle or Shigeki. The only character that isn't public domain is Tigger. Wait, how did Tigger dodge being public domain? I guess I don't really understand how the whole system works. They're public domain, but Wizards won't do them, so others. Oh, I guess that's also true. Like, if they made a Winnie the Pooh set, anyone could. Proxies. Well, what are you going to do about the counterfeiters? Well, actually, would that be true? Like, if Wizards made a Winnie the Pooh set and Winnie the Pooh is public domain, does that mean that someone could just take and print their own cards, get counterfeit cards, and Wizards can do anything about it because they wouldn't own the IP? Sorry for not staying. Gotta go to my bowling league that's starting tonight. Good luck. I'll say hi if you're still streaming when I'm done. Well, have fun, Affinity for Squirtle. Get that 300. So the card designs could still be copywritten, even if the character is public domain. Okay, that makes sense. Then what's the downside of? I guess it's like Hasbro's merchandising stuff. They wanna be able to make Funko Pops and all that kind of stuff. Like, what's the downside then of using a public domain IP to make a set? I've been looking for new cards for my Sephiroth Dungeon EDH deck with the new Commander Legends 2 set. Ooh, well, I think you want to look for. Oh, we gotta draw something here. We're gonna be dead. We are going to be dead. Fading Hope. Does that even keep us alive? Maybe for a turn. Yeah, we have just not found any good things. We just have found nothing. Well, past the turn. Initiative. I think you want to look for initiative as far as stuff to upgrade Sephiroth. And let's pull up Skyfall real quick. Opponent, gonna do some flipping. So what would I play in Sephiroth? I think that White Plume Adventure, probably pretty good. 3 mana, 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, take initiative. I assume you know what initiative does, but it's venture into like a new dungeon, but then it's like the Monarch, and then beneath each opponent's upkeep, untap a creature you control. If you completed a dungeon, untap all your creatures instead. That one seems pretty solid. Some of the other ones are also fine if you want to venture into a dungeon. The spell copying one, 6 mana is kind of a lot, but if you complete a dungeon, the first spell you cast, you get to copy twice, which is it's a lot of value. It's a lot of value. Opponent, go on the dork. Ooh, that's right. I didn't think about Dracula. Dracula's public domain. Is initiative overpriced? Probably. I'm having a hard time evaluating it because I'm not sure. Oh, we really need to find something here. I guess another mass bounce spell. Opponent's gonna crew. Well, we bounce and scry. Titan of Industry, is that even enough? It's good, but is it even good enough? It might not be. We need a reset. I wonder if we should be playing some number of farewells in this deck now that we have a white man in the deck. Maybe we should have a farewell to loop. What do you think about the set where time doesn't exist? A time travel set. Not a set that the story involves time travel. What do you think about a set where time doesn't exist? A time travel set, not a set that the story involves time travel. Okay, so not like the time machine or something, but a world where time doesn't exist. Honestly, I'm having a hard time conceptualizing what that means, but it sounds cool. Opponent, Fateful Absence. Opponent's got, oh, we just didn't find our grindy stuff. We did not, this is the worst draw. No card draw, no grindy stuff. Awkward running. Down to 5, top deck of the year. It's got to be a Cyclone Summoner, I think, or they got us. Well, okay, that's a read. Actually, this is a cheaper redraw. Sack the clue, draw Cyclone Summoner, win. Sky Turtle. Sky Turtle's good, but too late. Yeah. If time doesn't exist, how would there be time travel? Wouldn't that just be walking around? It's a good point. Hadn't thought of that. The whole set had Flash. Yeah, that is true. I don't know. I mean, I'm down for Wizards exploring. Oh yeah, Jesse, please please do send me a message. I'd love to take a look at it. Oh, so is anyone, I know I've asked this before, is anyone from the stream gonna be at Richmond next week for Command Fest? Anyone? I know I won't be able to stream next Thursday because I'm gonna be in Richmond. Oh my god, my flight. Next Thursday, my flight leaves at 5:30 a.m. 5:30. So that means I gotta get to the airport at like, oh my god, I don't know, some ungodly hour, and the airport's an hour away. So I'm not looking forward to that part of it. But if you happen to be in Richmond, definitely find me. We can play some Commander. Can I go into the Undercity while in another dungeon? No. So how this works, hang on, let me sideboard real quick. Okay, so how it works is with initiative can only take you into the Undercity, and Venture cannot take you into the Undercity. However, let's say you get into the Undercity and then you cast a Venture card, or you Venture with Sephiroth or something. You still move to the next room in the Undercity, and the same the other direction as well. If you're already in another dungeon, Mad Mage, let's say, and you cast an initiative card, you can't go into the Undercity and be in two dungeons at once. Instead, you'll move to the next room of the dungeon you're already in, and then once you finish the dungeon, then you can go into the next one. All right, we got Shigeki this time. That's what we were missing last time. The biggest thing we were missing last time. Yeah, not Richmond, Kentucky. The Virginia one. Ooh, going to Gen Con? That'll be sweet. Flying out tomorrow at 9:30 p.m., arriving in Pittsburgh at 11 p.m., flying back at 6 a.m. on Tuesday for work at 9 a.m. Whoa, that's a trip. That is a trip. You know what? We're just going to play Shigeki. Trust in the Shigeki. Do you get kicked? No. So if someone else takes the initiative, basically how it will work is everyone is going to be keeping track of the Undercity. Yeah, so let's say, where's the Undercity? Let me see if I can pull it up. So let's say no, I don't even, oh, here it is. Yeah, let's just pass here. And I feel like I missed a sub. Who did I miss? Irish Ranger, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super, thank you. So if you're playing an initiative deck, my advice would be to have 4 Undercities. Because how it's going to work is you play your initiative card, you go into the first room in the Undercity, then someone's going to hit you and they're going to steal the initiative, and then they're going to venture into the first room of the Undercity. That's my understanding of this mechanic. And then when you play another initiative card or get the initiative back, you would have already went in the first room, so you progress into the next room. So it's going to keep track of your progress, but everyone's going to be keeping track of their progress in slowly moving through the dungeons. Oh, did opponent miss a land drop? That's good news. Oh, Shigeki. Buddy. All right, well, Shigeki, not our friend at the moment. Run it back out, whiff past the turn. Opponent. Is the pre-release for Baldur's Gate the same as all other pre-releases? Ish. I mean, so Commander's Legend is a weird set as it is, because you play 4-player games, you actually play a Commander game, so it'll be the actual structure and gameplay will be a little bit different than most pre-releases because of that. Wow, opponent gives it up. It'll be a little bit different than most pre-releases because of that. But as far as pre-release and the atmosphere and stuff, it should be basically the same. What are you planning on doing with the deck list I sent you? I know you've been I know you've been wanting me to play it. I keep thinking we'll get to it at some point and give it a try, Magikarp. I don't know exactly when, but I really would like to give it a try for you at some point because it does look sweet. Initiative is not as cool as the crown. I would agree with that. I think that initiative's still sweet, and I like what mechanics like that do for commander games. It forces players to attack. It keeps the game moving forward. It forces you to attack different players rather than all ganging up on one player. So even though I think initiative is not as strong as the monarchy, as the crowd, I still think it's pretty sweet for commander. Oh wait, where's the... I didn't find the deck list, Magikarp. Oh, boo. Ooh, headquarters is nice. Opponent's hitting their land drops. That's a problem. Opponent's gonna play Magic this game. I'm not sure that Monarch in 1v1 formats is as much fun as it might seem. Like, it's had a pretty negative impact on Pauper. I don't know if maybe that's because it's Pauper and it's, you know, lacking weird stuff that other formats have. But I'm not sure it's a great mechanic for 1v1, because in 1v1 what often happens is you end up in a position where basically the opposite of what happens in Commander. In Commander, you have 4 players. So there's this incentive for you to keep attacking around the table. You attack one person, but that opens up you to attack. So the next person attacks you, and that opens up them to attack, and they get attacked, and it keeps moving around. The play pattern of the crown in 1v1 formats is kind of miserable a lot of times, because what it incentivizes you to do is just make sure you never take damage. So the best thing to do with it in 1v1 formats is just kind of like jam it and then try to wrath the board and try to make sure that you never actually take any combat damage. So I think that it's much less fun. I think it's much less fun in 1v1 formats, personally. We have a new donation from Irish Ranger. $2 donation. Hey Seth, was waiting to know your opinion on the set so far. Have been discussing it daily with friends. The set feels more like a conspiracy set than an actual commander set, as drafting has taken over the focus over needed reprints. All right. Thank you so much for the donation, Irish Ranger. Here's where I'm at with Commander Legends 2. For me personally, I rank it below Commander Legends 1. There's a couple of reasons for this. One is, as Iris Rager mentioned, the reprints aren't very good. Disappointed with the reprints. The lands are good, but outside of the land cycle, the reprints are just not very good. So that's number one. The other reason that I rank it low for me personally is the flavor is a little meh for me. Like, I'm not a D&D player. I don't have any big connection to D&D. So, oh, do we just need to turtle now? Probably. Yeah. We don't want our opponent to start copying things. So bounce reflection. Slow things down. So I just don't get the flavor, which is fine. That's not a negative overall, because other people do, and other people love D&D. But for me, like, I miss the Akromas and the Kamals and these inside Magic jokes and these old Magic characters. The reprints that we did get, how do you search on Scryfall for reprint? I know there's a way to do it. Oh, there we go. All right, let's look at the reprints that we've seen so far. So here's my criticism. So if we go to is reprints on Scryfall, what have we gotten that's a reprint? And remember last time, we were getting Vampiric Tutors, we were getting Scroll Racks, we were getting Mana Drains, we were getting really high-end, really, really good stuff. Temzi! Welcome to the Fishbowl for the second month. Been having some fun on Standard with Blue-White Flyers. Not the best deck, but really enjoying trying out non-meta decks. I also like non-meta decks. Can send you the list if you want to take a look. Yeah, I'd love to see it, Temzi. Are we dead? Okay, they kill our creature. Crew the Bankbuster, smack us for a ton. Okay, that's scary. Oh, does All-Seeing Arbiter save us? Maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, All-Seeing Arbiter. We gotta go for it. We gotta do something, because we are in danger of just dying. Draw, discard. Shut down the Stomper. Play the land. Hold. Hold, 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 hold. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be super close. So if we look at these reprints, the land cycle's good. Stuff like Blade of Selves, Kindred Discovery, they are like $25, $30, which is nice. The thing is, there's a huge difference between Kindred Discovery and Vampiric Tutor, or Blade of Selves and Mana Drain. The reason that Blade of Selves, Kindred Discovery, really, the reason that they are so expensive is the lack of supply. They're expensive because there just aren't many of them around. The reason that Vampiric Tutor is expensive is because of demand. It's a card that actually a lot of people want. This isn't going to do it. Isn't going to do it. We can't do enough. Wow, disappointing. Disappointing. Is there anything that we can do? Yeah, we couldn't block. We didn't find the sweep. And our opponents, this Topiary Stomper's been very good. So Titan of Industry, blow up this, make a dork. Gain life, make a dork. So we go up to 8. We block, we block. 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, if we blow up and gain 5, we die, right? Blow this up, gain 5. We go to 8. We block here. 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. We're dead to any creature. I mean, I guess we actually gain more life by making a 4/4. If we make a 4/4 and gain 5. Yeah, I mean, this is how we gain the most life. I think it's still... We still need our opponent to basically have nothing and whiff with this. And also whiff with this Fable the Mirror Breaker. Which is asking for a lot to go right. Those double removal spells. We needed one of those blockers to stick. We needed one of those blockers to stick to keep our life total a little higher. And then we get Shigeki set up. We got the Sky Turtle. We got the Fading Hope. Like, we are going to seal it up, but we just couldn't quite do it. Wall of Chaos. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to for you. Are we dead to a creature crewing? If they crew this. Block. 9, yeah. So we're dead to essentially anything. But if our opponent doesn't have anything, look out. We can try the land destruction deck. You want to try standard land destruction or explore knights? Also, does anyone have the list? Does anyone have the list for the standard land destruction? Gotta be the Gruul one, though. Opponent, crews, attacks. Wow, we actually live. So... Block Bank Buster. Block that. Go to 1. We're not dead? I'm shocked. Okay. Block, go to 1. Alright, yeah. Oh, busty. I mean, maybe that was too greedy of a block and we needed to... Well, no, we just had to get lucky. Oh, let me see, Tebsy. Is there an option to switch to modern? Oh, well, we wouldn't have died if there wasn't for the Wandering Knight. They only had 6. They only had 7 unblocked, right? I believe. I believe. I don't think we're going to switch to modern tonight. We will, though there is some modern coming up on the YouTube, and we will play more in the future, but I don't think we're going to switch to modern quite yet. There's a poll up to vote on what you want to see, land destruction or knights. In the meantime, let's take a peek at the newest spoiler. Apparently, oh, I missed the, let me see the flyer decks, Temsy. Ooh. Gyat is so good. Card's so good. That looks really sweet. I like the Elspeth. Got good removal. That seems like a pretty fun deck. I like it, Temsy. I like it a lot. Looks very good. All right, what is the latest spoiler? I haven't even seen this card yet. Live reaction. Oh, we got a couple spoilers. Okay, so boom. Move. Oh, it's a new gate I haven't seen. I thought we already got the last one. So these are all the new cards. Boom. A bunch of random commons and uncommons. We saw the vaccine puzzle box. We saw Wild Magic Surge, which is great. Bean's Contingency, 3 mana, counter target spell if that spell targets a commander you control. Instead, counter that spell, Sky True to a card. Counter target spell if that spell targets a... Oh, I see. I thought that what that was saying was... I thought what that was saying was if you counter your own commander, you get to scry true and draw a card. That doesn't seem worth it. Banishment, 4 mana flash. When it enters the battlefield, exile an non-land permanent controls it. All other non-land permanents your opponent's control with the same name as that permanent until it leaves the battlefield. All right, so flashy detention sphere, essentially. You and target opponent each draw 2 cards. Aww. That ain't no secret rendezvous. Get in your votes. Get in your votes. It's close. All random commons and uncommons. Basilisk Gate. Land gate. Colorless. Comes into play on tap. Pay 2, tap it. Target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn. X number of gates you control. Activate. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. That's actually legit. That's actually legit. That actually looks super sweet. Wow, that was a really close pull. Well, Rugger, we will still try to do some land destruction at some point. Manifoldy, Nature's Lure coming back. All right, let's see the higher rarity stuff. Huh, Ancient Gold Dragon, the last dragon. It is a 7 mana, 7/10, so the biggest of the dragons, I think, or highest toughness. Flying, when it deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20. You create a number of 1/1 blue fairy dragon creature tokens with flying equal to the result. I mean, so... cards like, okay, so the card is good. The card is good. That's actually pretty powerful, way better than I thought. I thought it was gonna be gain life or something super janky. Although I will say, people always, when we talk about the hybrid thing, they're like, oh, but it'll look weird, you know, it's off color. What if they pyroblast something in my mono white deck because I've got a hybrid card? That doesn't seem right. It makes blue tokens. How is it any different? It's a white card in your mono white deck that's putting a bunch of pyroblastable blue creatures on the battlefield. So don't give me that, hybrid mana deniers. But the card's good. The card seems sweet. If you're a deck that cares about tokens, if you have your doubling seasons, if you have your Ginny phase, how good do you think this whole cycle is? I'm actually very curious. The ceiling is absurd. On the other hand, there is a chance that you get your 7-mana dragon, you get it on summoning sick, you go attacking with it, and you end up rolling a 1, or you end up rolling a 2, and it's absolutely horrible. So how do you judge this? Are you judging it by the floor, the ceiling, the average? That's the question. Like, if you were always getting the average of what, 10.5, I guess it is technically. So let's say 10. Let's say you get 10 on average. Is that good? Yes. But is the risk that you low roll a problem? I don't know. I could see someone arguing from that perspective. Is the upside of getting a 20, enough of a reason to put that in your deck? I mean, probably not any more than the downside of getting a 1. So it's going to be interesting. They're definitely random. I will say they make me very interested in this new mana rock. I think the new mana rock, I like it. I know 3 mana rocks are out of style. I know that people don't like them anymore. I know that it takes forever to get going. If you think about this, so 3 mana rock adds mana any color, and you roll a d20. Whenever you roll a d20, put that many charge counters on it, then you can remove 100 charge counters, tutor an artifact directly on the battlefield. The problem is 100 charge counters. It's a lot. It's a lot. If you play this on turn 3 and you're rolling and you're getting an average of 10.5 or whatever each time, it's going to take you 10 turns. Most Commander games are not going to go that long. However, if you have these dragons, Ancient Bronze Dragon or the white one, and you're rolling a bunch of dice, this could be tutoring an artifact every turn or two, which I think is actually pretty powerful. So I don't know if I play it in a generic deck, it feels too slow. Even if you high roll, it's going to be so many turns. But in a deck that can roll a lot of dice, I think it's actually good. The white one, so how do we rank the Mythic Dragons? So white one, roll a d20, make that many 1/1 flyers. Blue one, d20, draw that many cards, no max hand size. Red one, d20, make that many treasures. Black one, d20, put any number of target creatures, total mana value X or less, from graveyards onto the battlefield under your control. And then the green one, wherever it may be, +1/+1 counters to 2 creatures, which that's also kind of insane, right? If you, the 7 mana 7/7, you hit your opponent, you roll a d20, let's say you get a 10, you put X +1/+1 counters on each of up to 2 creatures. So that means you roll a 10, you're adding 20 power. You're adding 20 power to the battlefield. If you got a doubling season or something is even crazier. They all seem pretty good. I don't know how to rank these though. I would lean towards, I mean, obviously treasures are busted. This is also the cheapest dragon. So those are the votes in favor of Ancient Copper Dragon. I think the black one I actually rank kind of near the bottom. It's expensive. This one you can definitely low roll on. And if you roll like a 4 or something even, like if you roll a 1, it's obviously bad. They're all bad if you roll a 1. But even if you roll like a 4 or a 5 or something, meh, they're just better ways of doing it. There's creatures that can just ETB reanimate something. So unless you're getting back multiple things, I think it's a little bit sketch. So I might put black near the bottom. Blue I do like, although it is 8 mana. Blue is probably solidly in the second tier. I might go red top tier. White and green are also good. I think red top tier, white, green, blue in the middle, black at the bottom, something like that. What is this other? There's one other white card that we didn't look at. Sculpted Sunburst, 5 mana. Choose a creature you control, then each opponent chooses a creature they control with equal or lesser power. If you choose a creature this way, exile each creature not chosen by any. My head is going to do the Arena Laws thing just trying to read this card. Choose a creature you control. Then each opponent chooses a creature they control with equal or lesser power. If you choose a creature this way, exile each creature not chosen by any player this way. If you choose a creature this way, exile each creature not chosen by any player this way. Why so many this ways in here? Why? And why if you? Choose a creature you control. So the if you is in case you don't have a creature? Well, they're not even adding him to Moto, unfortunately. Apparently. Maybe some of them through treasure chests, they said. What is this card doing? So you choose a creature. Then each opponent chooses a creature with less power or equal power to your creature. Then you exile each creature not chosen by any player this way. Oh, that's pretty bad. So that's essentially each player chooses a creature and then you exile the rest. I guess you can control it to some extent, because if you choose a 0 power creature, you got an Ornithopter chilling or something, then your opponents probably just get Hard Wrath. But it's still 5 mana Wrath. Like, it's, even if it is a Hard Wrath and you get to keep your Ornithopter, does seem good for wall decks. That's true. If you're playing Arcades or something, Butts decks where you got no power, then you get to keep a creature. Exiling is an upside. It is an upside. All right. I mean, I don't think it's good. I don't really like wraths that. I don't like wraths that don't deal with the whole board. I think wraths that leave a creature are generally bad. But if you're playing a deck that can deal with, that's like a wall deck where you're going to be able to, where's this deck list? I guess I'm just going to have to export it. But if you're playing a wall deck or something where it is consistently wrathing the board, then I think it's fine. It's not busted, but it's reasonable, I think, in that situation. So, all right, let's try some Lucky Knights. I used to love this deck. I don't know how this deck's gonna work in Explore. So this is mostly a viewer deck that we got to update the sideboard, I think, a little bit. I mean, Tragic Arrogance is a card I don't really play. I don't really like Tragic Arrogance. I don't like any of the wraths that don't actually sweep the whole board. So Leyline of the Void, Overgraph Digger's Cage. Number 1. Duress should be Thoughtseize. Oh, we already got Thoughtseize. Never mind. Just kidding. Duress can be Duress. Actually, I kind of like Reaper of the Night. Let's add a Reaper. So this deck, I don't know if you remember this from Old Standard. Oh, this is the Explorer version of a deck that I really, really enjoyed in Old Standard, which is... All right, let's try something like that, which is Lucky Knights. So the idea of this deck is this is an adventure deck, but a very different adventure deck. This isn't the Teamer value pile. We're a Knight deck. What we're really working towards is Smitten Swordmaster. Smitten Swordmaster, 2 mana, 2/1 lifelink, whatever. The big deal is pay 1, adventure side. You gain X life, and each opponent loses X life for X is the number of knights to your control. We got Foulmire Knight. We got Knight of the Even Legion. We got Order of Midnight. We got Smitten Swordmaster. So we got a bunch of knights. The hope is that we're going to stack up some Lucky Clovers, and then we're going to play some knights, and then we're going to drain our opponent hopefully out of the game Grey Merchant style with Smitten Swordmaster. We also got other adventures. Bone Crusher doubles up, Murderous Rider doubles up, Order of Midnight gets back multiple creatures like our Smitten Swordmaster, Foulmire Knight draws us to our deck, Reaper Knight can wrath away our opponent's hand, and that's basically the plan. It's like Rakdos Knight adventures, essentially. Swing for 0! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Why 1 Obnixilis? So initially the viewer deck had 3 Obnixilises, but it only had 22 lands, and I felt like it needed at least 23 lands, and it might honestly need 24 lands. So I added a land, and I added a Reaper of Night, which it didn't have originally, and that's just one of my pet cards in this deck. It was really good in Standard. When you have a Lucky Clover and can make your opponent discard 4, it kind of just gets their hand. Might not be worth it. So Obnixilis was the card that did the least with the theme of the deck, essentially. So I cut some Obnixilises. Also, Obnixilis is a card that my experience has been, it's really at its best in a deck that's very aggro. In this deck, we'll see if it's different in Explorer, but in Standard, you would occasionally get like aggro draws. But really, a lot of times it played like a weird control deck almost, where you're staying alive and like getting stuff out of your graveyard, and then eventually you're having this big combo turn where you like double Smitten Swordmaster with Clovers out and just win the game on the spot. Ooh, wait. Oh, we don't have Fatal Pushes in this deck, do we? This deck probably needs Fatal Push. We might need to do a little bit more updating. Oh boy. Wolfalo Haven, Paradise Druid. Opponent getting their ramp on. Well, Lucky Clover. Go. Oh, the Angel Lock deck was really fun when it worked. Oh, it just gets people by surprise. People don't expect Mono Green Devotion with no Nykthos, apparently. People don't expect the Angel Lock. Well, this is fair. Fair and balanced Magic. This is like, have you ever played against a green commander player and you don't have a fast draw? This is that same feeling where it's just like, oh, I have 2 lands and I'm trying to play a 2/2 that can't block, and my opponent has 14 mana, and they're drawing their deck and they're yeah, Angel Lock, it worked better than you would have expected, I would say. Well, Blood Chief's Thurston. Yeah, Fatal Push is probably a necessary evil in this deck. Still not sold on the sideboard. I wonder if there's enough knights. Maybe there's not enough knights. Yeah, well, we'll have to see. This is a viewer deck, so we probably have to do some tuning as we go along. I love the Order of Midnight. Did Seb officially get removed from WotC yet? Not that I'm aware of. I really don't. I really don't know. I do like the adventure arts though. The special adventure arts look really sweet. Okay. Well, this is a fine curve. We don't have our fun stuff really, but we might not get immediately run over. My friend's main deck is Nissa, and he usually outramps everyone else on the table. Yeah, that is the Nissa way. Well, we're gonna stomp this elf. Stomp the elf. Smack you with the knight. I mean, against these ramp decks, being able to keep the opponent off of their mana dorks is definitely helpful. If you can keep the mana dorks off the table, hopefully that keeps your opponent from doing the big busted things. Yeah, let's just pump. Hit you down to 15 about it. Always bolt the bird. Always bolt the bird. The Urber's Prison deck is so legit. I've been Kiki copying Spellbinders on their upkeep with Magistrate out, and it's so sick. Ah, that deck was also sweet. There's been some really good Explorer brews. I gotta say, this Explorer format's actually pretty... That's actually pretty sweet. Actually pretty sweet. Attack Kiora. Opponent blocks. Sure. Play the land. Yeah, run out Bone Crusher. Not feeling good though. Opponent's gonna untap and play a Nissa or something here. They got so much mana. I mean, we could have pumped and hit Kiora down to 1, I guess, and they value keeping it around. I assume they're gonna play something very bad for us here. Kiora untapping a land that makes 2 mana is pretty powerful. Would there be any logic to leaving Explore as is and not trying to force the Pioneer catch-up?
The ocean surges.
Not for me. I mean, I have been enjoying Explorer in its current form. So I have been enjoying it. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh my goodness. Hi. Yeah, this was fine. This was fine. Well, I guess we got to take the Nissa and hope they whiff. That's asking for a lot to go right. Attack the Kiora. About it. Opponent's a blocker. We've learned that about our opponent. They are a blocker. Well, they're gonna get back to Nissa anyway, so I guess this did essentially nothing. Yeah. Well, they made them put it on top of their deck. That kind of slows them down. So I don't really think, what would the argument be for not having Explorer become Pioneer? Like, Explorer has been enjoyable, but I really think that it turning into Pioneer is, oh, what a turn. Double mana, pretty good. Pretty good. Imagine this deck once it all, oh god. Yeah, we're super dead. We are super dead. All right, yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes your opponent has 14 mana and you have a 1-drop and you don't do anything. Mostly no Lotus and Jeskai combos. I mean, those decks are certainly annoying. That's for sure. But the upside, I think, is immense. Like, I think the upside... is that a serious consideration? No, I don't think so. Someone in the chat just asked about it. I haven't heard that be something Wizards has said or anything. No, did you send it to me, Magikarp? I know you sent it to me a few days ago, but deck lists that show up on stream. Don't always make it after the stream. Are there enough knights? Maybe that's tough. That's tough. I feel like we need some number of fatal pushes. I guess this is a knight. So we have 20 knights. 20 knights isn't bad. Okay, you know what we're going to do? I don't know about these Black Lens Paragons. Those seem pretty sketchy. Let's go Reaper Knight in the sideboard. Fatal Push in the main deck. Fatal Push in the sideboard. And Duress in the sideboard. I don't know if we need all this artifact destruction either, but... Alright, try it like that. I recently saw a video about Urbrask lore-wise, and it happened to come with a theory about the Praetor. It may sound ridiculous, but what if the born of the Phyrexian is actually linked to Slowbad's death, the Goblin Planeswalker in the Mirrodin books? Maybe that's the reason the Red Machine just save the Mirian resistance by hiding them in the furnace. Ooh. That lore is over my head. That is a super interesting theory. I do not know the Mirrodin lore. I know Slowbad because there's a card of it, but yes, I don't know. What do you think, chat? I found the deck, Magikarp. Do you have another style for Rider? What style do I have currently? I have all the... Yeah, there's the normal Murderous Rider, I guess. Do you not like this style? Well, we got to keep these double Lucky Clovers. Double Castle Logway a little bit awkward, but the theory's ridiculous. Bone it. Thought C's gonna take a Lucky Clover, I'm sure. Castle Logway, go. Bone it. Faceless Haven. Oh boy. Alright, so we could be getting Xandered any second. I'll get down the Lucky Clover. Ship the turn. Yeah, I think that the Eldraine Showcase cards are some of their best showcase cards. Well, if our opponent's mono black, they shouldn't be able to kill the Lucky Clover. You know what we gotta do sometime is try Panharmonicon Explorer. We haven't tried Panharmonicon Explorer yet. And I think we probably need... Oh my god, okay. Well, once we start casting these adventure cards, they're gonna do things. They're going to be good about it. Gets and hits us down to 17. Order of Midnight. Okay. Well, pass the turn. Opponent land goes to combat. Hits us. I want them to play something better than a Dusk Legion Zealot. Tripling a Murderous Rider to kill Dusk Legion Zealot feels oh my god. Alright, well I guess we're killing Dusk Legion Zealots now. I guess we don't have a choice. We got nothing else going on, so... This is going to be painful. Opponent goes to combat. Hits us. Down to 13. Okay. Swift End. Dusk Legion Zealot. I think we want it to end up in the graveyard here. Because we have ways to get it back. So, alright, kill them both. Murderous Rider fizzles. Oh, yeah. Well, draw some cards. Lose some life. Gonna need to find a Smitten Swordmaster in the near future and also to land. Dragon Cell Summit, that shouldn't be in the deck. Blood Crypt, can't really play that without dying. Oh my god. This mana base. Jeez. This is super bad. Alright, yep. Well, tap land go. Opponent runs out of Evelyn, and we're definitely dead. Alright. Well, that was brutal. Cool. So far not good. So far not good. Maybe this deck just does not, we'll see. It's only game 2, but maybe this deck just does not have the power to really compete in a format like Explorer. I mean, it was like semi-competitive in Standard a couple years ago. It was a powerful Standard, but it might be that this is one of those decks that just can't make the jump. It's a thing that happens. Sometimes your old Standard deck can make the jump to a new format. Other times it cannot. Well, I mean, the deck has a bunch of stuff it can do in the early game. It's possible we should just run out random creatures. Have you tried Mono Red in Explorer? I haven't, but I've seen plenty of Mono Red. And Mono Red is a very good deck, like arguably a top tier deck in Explorer. So, but yeah, we haven't actually played it, but it is very good. Well, okay, lands come into play untapped. Lucky Clovers for days. Smitten Swordmaster, which is something this was a card we were missing last game to gain back some of that life, like to get the engine going. Should have just played Rider. Maybe. I mean, they had the Faceless Haven that Rider doesn't actually interact with in a meaningful way, and I assume they have a handful of removal, but it still could have been worth running out. Well, we're back to 2 Clovers again, and that is the best card in our deck. That is the engine that makes it run. My body is living in 2022, but my mind is still playing more of this Sparkira Esper Control. Oh, that was a good deck. That deck was so strong. I'm honestly shocked that I don't see more decks that look like Pant Mythics or Golos lands. Played against those on the ladder recently. Felt like they were absurd as it used to. Yeah, I haven't seen too many of those ramp style decks either, honestly. Well, yeah, let's just... Yeah, play the land. Let's wait. If our opponent goes to pump, that's probably the best time to stomp it. I've been playing your Harmless Offering deck from Against Odds and Explore, and it was a blast. Ooh. That deck was a while ago. That deck was sweet, though. Has it been working? That was like the Mardu one, right? Opponent chooses to not activate. Hits us to 13. Plays a Sorin. Yeah. Going to put a vampire into play. Okay, well, we will swiftly put an end to this. This is where this is going to be great. Swift end. Kill it, kill it. Opponent's going to get nothing. Nothing. No cards, no vampires, no Knight of the Even Legion, and that is what Lucky Clover can do. That's a blowout. So opponent draws 0. We get to play a land. We get to play the Murderous Rider. Pass the turn. Things are looking up. Things are looking up. It's Mardo. It's good against a lot of the field, but crushes control. Whew, I might have to revisit that. We are playing. Did they have Lich's Mastery in it? Lich's Mastery is coming up for Against the Odds next week. Knight of the Even Legion. I don't play the land. Go to combat. Attack you. Opponent. Blocks and Infernal Grasps. Yeah, let's do some stomping. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Bone Crusher's pretty good when it stomps thrice. Yeah. Murderous Rider goes away. Bone Crusher. Pass the turn. Still haven't had any Knights for Smitten Swordmaster. How do we get Knights in the standard? I gotta look up the standard deck. I feel like in the standard deck we were... Oh no, another one? And they have a vampire. And it's Evelyn. Land in land. Huh. Yeah, that's not good. Smitten Swordmaster. I mean, because now our opponent just has this Sorin. Ugh. Well, pass the door. We need our stuff to die, really. I think that's where we're at. What was the... Let's look at the Lucky Knight deck. Here's what the standard one looked like. Oh, we were playing... Oh, so we were Golgari rather than Rakdos. Edgewall. Oh, duh. Duh. Duh, 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 duh. Obviously. Okay. Yeah. That's a problem. That's the problem. You gotta have Edgewall Keeper. That's why this isn't working. We gotta go into green. Without access to the card draw, I don't think it's gonna work. Opponent draws a card, loses a life. Goes to combat. Goes attacking. Well, block and block. Get rid of Evelyn, hopefully. Yeah, we gotta add Innkeeper. I knew something was missing. Opponent has a Heartless Act. Obnoxious. Well, draw a card. They might have just drawn into that off the Henrika too. Now, Order of Midnight. Is this even going to be enough? So, Alter Fate. Get back stuff. It fizzles. Knight of the Even Legion. Yeah, we gotta get the Evelyn. Triple stomp Evelyn. Actually, wait. Are we just dead? Oh, yeah, I guess we're just dead, aren't we? Well, okay, so we have to... Very sad Curie favor to gain just enough life to stay alive. Should have declined what? Yeah, you do got to be aware of with this deck. Oh yeah, so we are dead thanks to Sora and flipping. All right, let's see if we can actually turn this into a deck that works. So yeah, I don't think red does it. I don't know if red does anything. Is there even any reason for this deck to be into red at all? Like, what is upside to being in red? Get us in Blaze! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your... Let's look at this deck. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Yeah, obviously you gotta have Edgewall Innkeeper. I mean, Bone Crusher is good. Cold Against Command is fine, but I don't know if that's enough to keep us in the color. So we gotta cut... So if you look at the original Lucky Knight deck, it was essentially all creatures, and we don't gotta be all creatures, but we do want to be mostly creatures, and we want to be as much on the adventure plan as possible. So what are we missing? So Edgewall Innkeeper, probably play some number of Lovestruck Beasts just because it's a good adventure card. Murderous Rider, Midnight Reaper. Okay, we can make this work. I think we can make this work. I mean, we could be Jund. That's the question, is it worth being Jund? So we know we need Innkeeper. Are there any other adventure cards that we really need? Rhymerock Knight, Merchant of the Veil, Innkeeper. I mean, we also want as many knights as possible. The upside of Lovestruck Beast is just big. Like, it is nice just to have a big body. Did you want to critique the deck list before you played my list, by the way? Not make changes, but just anything that sticks out is... Wait, why? Ooh, I'll have to pull it up again, Magikarp. So I think... So what are we cutting? So we don't need Kolaghan's Command. Do we even need to be in red? Like, I guess that's the question. Should we just be green-black? It might be that we should just be green-black. The only reason to really be in red is pretty much Bone Crusher. Is it even the sideboard? There's not really any essential red cards. Huh. Yeah, we can look at Knights in just a minute. Knights. So, are there any other Knights that have been added to Magic that we want to add to the deck? Forsworn Paladin, Created Treasure, Blacklands Paragon is fine. That was when we played in Standard. It's okay against aggro, but I don't know if it's necessary in a bigger format. Yeah, we might just go straight Golgari. Midnight Reaper is also good for the grindy plan. That was a card. I don't know if it was in that Standard build or not. Did we have Midnight Reapers? Oh, we had 4 Midnight Reapers. Midnight Reaper, so that's in the conversation. What would we get from going into blue? Tutorial. I mean, I'm open to anything. Cavalier of Night. Cavalier of Night wouldn't be bad. Big lifelinking. We have stuff to sacrifice. We're not necessarily gonna play all these cards, but I'm just sticking them in the deck so we remember that they exist. Are there relevant green knights? Cavalier of Thorns. The triple green in Cavalier of Thorns is probably going to be an issue. That might be too much to overcome. Tournament. I mean, Mardu has tournament grounds too, which is not bad. Okay, so I think it's something like this. Ooh, Brazen Borrower. Yeah, just for the adventure stuff. Yeah, I guess blue does have good adventures. Fae of Wishes. Yeah, it could be spicy. Well, let's try Golgari first. Let's try Golgari and go from there. How do we make room for all this stuff is a real question. So if we go down Bone Crusher, If we go down Bone Crusher, we don't have to be in red, like at all. Which I think is good. 2 Fatal Pushes, 4 Murderous Riders. Maybe the Thoughtseize has got to go in the sideboard. Like, I think we need the critical mass of creatures. Like, I think that's the most important thing. This might actually be the best setup. And then we don't need Feed the Swarms because we get green cards. So we can play something like Assassin's Trophy, which I think is even better. Okay, this we're heading in a good direction, I think. I like the direction we're heading in. So Assassin's Trophy's in the sideboard. We need to fix the mana. What about the mana base, the tribal lands from Ixalan and Kamigawa? Yeah, the tribal lands could be worth considering. We'll see. Let's pull up the lands. So the thing with the tribal lands is many of them only add mana for their type and don't actually work to cast spells. So I think they're especially good in 5-color decks. Or if you're just playing essentially solely creatures of those types, then there's very little downside to them. In this deck, we'll see if we even need them. Like, we don't need much green mana, but we do need a little. We can play Boseiju. Aghanim's Awakening actually seems good. Teguma seems good. And then as far as black-green lands, we get Pathways, we get Blooming Marshes, we get Overgrown Tombs. Like, I don't even think we're going to need the tribal lands, honestly. Like, I think we're easily going to have a good mana base without having to... Maybe we play like a copy or two. We do want Castle Lock lanes. And then we could play a... Oh yeah, they don't actually cast Adventures at all, do they? Did we play Beanstalk in the old one? I don't think we did. Because we aren't really trying to get a ton of mana going. We're not really trying to get a ton of mana going. So I think it's fine to... not Beanstalk, even though Beanstalk is a powerful adventure card. Maybe something... Let's try it like this. Let's just try it like this. Thoughtseize is legal. We got Thoughtseize in the sideboard. We got it in the main deck at first. So we were actually Rakdos. We started off Rakdos and then realized that we needed to be in green for Edgewall Innkeeper. So we could be done for Bone Crusher. The question is whether it's worth it. Wait, do we have Woodland Cemetery? Did I add Woodland Cemetery? I don't think we should have Woodland Cemetery. Fast land, shock land, pathway, utility lands, basic lands. Oh, we do have 2 copies. Yeah, maybe even 2 copies is sketchy. Maybe just more swamps is better. I mean, I guess I like Aghanim. Let's go one more Aghanim in a swamp. Yeah, that's a good call. We don't even need that much green mana. What planeswalkers would we add? Let's try it like this, and we can update as we go along. Are there good creature tutors? I mean, there's ways to find creatures. Captain Coconut, welcome to the Fish Bowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. There's like Fiend Hunter effects. Ooh. That's better. Much, much better. Probably put Order of Midnight to the bottom for now. I mean, this looks fine. We got some card draw. Can stay alive for a minute. Hey, thank you, Chaos Decree. I know. Blood Moon. That's what we're missing. That's what Pioneer's missing. That's all we need to make it the greatest format of all time. So it looks like we're not going to get... Control A. So it looks like we're not going to get any more good reprints. So now that we've seen almost the entire set, I know we're getting whatever, the full spoiler tomorrow or whatever. So who knows, maybe there's another thing or two, but we've essentially seen the full set. Are you buying a box? Are you gonna get a box? Playing on tap, get in, hit ya. Yeah, this deck does just like to keep its hand full, essentially. Well, Lovestruck Beast. Between Edgewall Innkeeper and friends. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, that scares me. So this means our opponent's clearly comboing. No one plays this card unless they're comboing. So I'm guessing we just die here? Well, double Innkeeper, go, go, go. I mean, normally the best thing to do is to buy singles anyway. What are the 4 cards that interest you, 58? About it. It's a removal spell. Now, play a land. Ugh. Got a combat, attack. Opponent takes it. Lovestruck Beast, draw a card. I mean, hopefully, we get Dockside and Double Masters. Because that card definitely needs a reprint. Like, there's no doubt about it. We desperately need, I mean, honestly, the card needs to be banned. But if we're not going to ban it, it needs to get reprinted. Untap land. About it. So if our opponent kills something of ours, we can... Okay, Prismari Command, loots, kills. Well, Fatal Push. Get rid of the Rodon. Get back Innkeeper. Play Innkeeper. Hit ya. Well, we answered Combo Piece number 1. Collector Boss I opened, and Neo was the worst EV I've ever opened. Like 110 value for a $260 box. Yeah, I mean, that's the risk. That is the risk. Even when the EV's good, you can always just run poorly. Oh, I have heard rumors and rumblings. I've heard rumors and rumblings from people in the know. Opponent goes to 1. What's our best way to make sure this works? Order of Midnight. Curry Favor. For the win? Do you have a counter? Please no? Oh, it worked. We got there. So I've heard rumors behind the scenes that the Warhammer Commander decks, the collector ones, are going to be incredibly expensive. We were talking about them just increasing in price last stream. I don't know what they're up to on Amazon at the moment. But I've heard rumors behind the scenes that they're going to be really, really expensive. So if you stumble across them, if you're interested in them and you stumble across them at a good price, probably pick them up, because the rumor is that they're going to end up super expensive and maybe be hard to come by. Oh yeah, Amigo. I also have gotten into Amigo the Devil not super long ago. Well, Thoughtseize seems good. They're pretty good though. Leyline seems great. Cavalier of Night can go down. A couple of Midnight Reapers can go down. Fatal Push probably necessary. Maybe like trim, something like that. Let's try it like that. Yeah, if we needed to run out another night because we only went on the battlefield. So if they like bounced in response or something, we would have gotten 0 out of it, which would be bad. This ain't even worth it. Those are bad. That's fine. You know what? Ah, there we go. There we go. That's a hand with a ley line. And ley lines are really good against our opponent's deck. Yes. Ley line you. Have fun, opponent. So yeah, keep that in mind if that's your jam and you want the Warhammer. I think specifically the collector ones. Paycheck day is always a good day. Now play the tap land. Oh, let me pull up your deck list, Magikarp. I always, honestly, and this is, I'm sure because I'm super used to Goldfish deck lists, I have a harder time parsing deck lists on Archidect. So, because it's not sorted, I don't know how it's sorted alphabetically. Is there a way to sort it by, stack by mana value? Ah, there we go. So, Panharmonicon would be sweet. Can never go wrong with Panharmonicons. I mean, honestly, there's nothing glaring that stands out. 2 Llanowar Elves is pretty weird. Usually, the 1-mana Mana Dorks are cards that you either want or you don't want. And playing 2 is it's just an odd in-between style number. So not that it's a huge deal or anything, but that would be the one thing that would jump out, is that 2 Llanowars is a little awkward. Otherwise, I like the pieces of the deck. I like pretty much all of it. It looks very solid. How's the mana been? I guess that's the other question. And I don't know if it's partly a budget choice, maybe, which would make sense. But if it's not a budget choice, 7, 10, 11 basics might be a little much. But again, if it's a budget choice, it looks functional. But if budget is not a concern, I'd probably play some number more dual lands. So this is where Goldspan can come down. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're killing something. We're killing something. It wiggles. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank ya. And flipping the reflections and playing another one. Well, all right. Just keep killing. Have not done a great job of drawing action this game. I mean, I guess we're on the mulligan, too. Well, Might of the Eben Legion. Murderous Rider. Pathway. Go. Yeah, Blacklands. Played Blacklands in the standard version. And maybe it's worth it in the Explorer version, too. Oh, boy. Well, that's what we were hoping to dodge, honestly. Busty the Dragon. Well, there's a Lucky Clover. A little late to this party. Well, go to combat. Attack, yeah. Pump. Hit ya. Murderous Rider. Oh, we've just drawn a lot of lands. Blink is a fun archetype. I just built a budget Esper deck for EDH. So fun to try it out. Yeah, Blink, I also enjoy playing Blink. The only thing that I dislike about Blink is that sometimes it's too powerful. I had a Brago. Wow, that's something. I had a Brago commander deck that Tomer built for me. And I actually like getting rid of the Brago part because I think it's just too strong. Switching to, I don't even know, anyone have ideas for replacement for Brago as the commander? I was gonna just run Yarion just because I have a copy of Yarion, but Yarion's not that exciting either. I honestly want to spend more rare wild cards on a couple of Fabled Passages to work with my 2 of Renegade Railer, maybe some Mythic on Thassa. That sounds good, Magikarp. I could see that. So yeah, I mean it looks fun to me though. Rune. So right now I'm blue white. I could go into Rune, go into Bat, and that would probably make the deck even more powerful because green's really strong. Is there anything else in just straight blue white that's not Yarion and not Brago? Brago I think's too strong, and Yarion Yarion's fine. I don't mind playing Yarion, but it's not especially cool because it's just everywhere in Modern and whatever 60 card format. So I kind of would like to avoid it a little bit. Forward 88, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Ooh, Raynar could be good. Triad of Fates is a cool card. It is definitely a cool card. Huh. All right, let's just keep trimming. Run it like that. I don't know what our opponent's deck's doing. Grand Arbiter's too brutal. No one likes playing against Grand Arbiter. Afera is a good idea. Afera is, as its name suggests, pretty fair for a Blink style deck. I like that. And it draws cards, and I like drawing cards. So that actually sounds like the perfect solution. Quain could be fun. Ophidian, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. You know what? Let's get down the Clover. We can wait on Thoughtseize. Land untapped. Pass the turn. Start drawing cards. I was hoping there'd be something in Commander Legends too, but I don't think there was a good Azorius playing Commander in Commander Legends 2, and I'm definitely not going to play Council of the 5 or whatever. Oh my god. Oh, that's not removal. Well, maybe we end up getting punished for not killing this thing. Top Warden, Goldspan, Sajiri Shelter. I'll take the Cub Warden. Edgewall Innkeeper, Foulmouth Knight. Yo. Oh, but Goldspan's coming next turn. Goldspan's a coming. Vote it. Land. Brago I've found to just be too powerful. So my goal was actually to try to power down the deck a little bit. That's not the worst. That is not the worst at all. Thoughtseize. Get rid of that Goldspan. Oh, I am thankful to not be facing that down. So Goldspan down. Order of Midnight, draw a card. We would like to hit our lands at some point. Another Innkeeper. I mean, we're drawing cards. Also getting beaten down to our potential death here. Land for our opponent. Gets in, hits us. That's not a land. Oh, yeah, I think we're dying. Edgewall Innkeeper. Order of Midnight. Stuck on 3 lands. We're drawing all the cards in the world, but that's not going to stop this 3/3 beatdown. Oh my god, not a land. Oh my god, not a land. Okay, well. 3 lands out of 18 cards. Not like this. Not like this. I freezed? Oh. Camera issues. I don't know what happened. Oh, is this gonna be enough? Hang on, let me look at it in just a minute. Well, go attacking with everything. We have 3 knights. Hit ya. Lucky Clover. Curry Favor. Hold. Hold. Oh. Oh, down to 1, up to 9. I think we're getting it. I think we're getting it. I think we're getting it. About it. Scopes it up. Okay. Okay, now I can look at this camera. Hang on. I don't know why that froze like that. What happens if I shut it off? Oh, no. We might just be... I don't think it's going to come back on. I don't know if I can make it... This happened to me once before, and I could fix it, but I had to shut off OBS. So I'm not sure there's a way. Yeah, definitely frozen. I'm not sure there's a way that I can fix it without shutting down the stream. Oh, reactivate? Deactivate. Hey, there we go. No memory card can't play. Perfect. Hey, we did it. We did it. Professional streamer learning from OBS from chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You nailed it. That one quick trick fixed everything. Unfortunately, we missed the ending of our sweet win. Well, I can't believe we won that one. Hey, what's up, everyone? What a wild magic year. What a wild... I know we talked a little bit about Commander Legends and being like, I don't know. Not as hyped about it as the first one now that we've seen it, although there's still stuff I want to play. But one of the nice things about having infinite magic sets is the next set's always around the corner. Like, I'm pretty sure we're like 2 weeks away from Double Master spoilers. And then as soon as that wraps up, we got Warhammer spoilers. And then why that's releasing, I think we should have Dominaria spoilers. It's wild. It is wild. It is crazy how fast this releases. Oh, dude. Does it happen to you all the time on Spell Table? I've never figured out why it happens. It does. But I've never really figured out why. Well, all right, let's just make a Dirty Love Struck Beast, hit ya. Opponent. Double Masters box price is $300. Currently Satage. I mean, the good news is, and I always get myself in trouble talking about this because I learned this last Double Masters, but the good news is that sets like Double Masters can be a positive, even if they are super expensive. The upside is that they're going to be reprinted. Like, that's the power of Double Masters. Box prices, even if they're way too high, and I agree, for most players, 300 boxes is too high. Potentially even for me, that's just going to be pushing it. I don't know. And I love opening boxes. So the absolute price, I get it. It's too high. However, if you're someone who picks up singles, assuming Wizards manages to have some good reprints, which I really think they will. I don't know how they can. I don't know how they can manage to not put good reprints in a double master set. We've already seen really good reprints from the set. We've already seen $75 Eldrazi's and Ren and 6s. So I think that what you should do with this set, and what most people should do, let the whales, let the stores, let the collectors, let the finance types, let them open the boxes. Don't open the boxes. It's, yes, you could come out ahead. Yes, you could spin well, high roll, make more than you spend in the box, but you can also low roll and lose a bunch of money. Let other people do it and get the singles you need while they're half price from where they are now. That's the best path forward for a huge percentage of players. Think of it as a sale. Think of it as staples going on sale, and it being a chance for you to fill out your commander decks or modern decks or whatever format you're looking for. It being a chance to fill out the cards you need at a meaningful discount. So if opponent blocks here, we pump this. Is there any way we can kill our opponent this turn before they gain more life? Probably not quite. All right, go attacking. Pump. I mean, I think what we're trying to set up, and this life gain is making it hard, but what we're trying to set up is double Smitten Swordmaster kill. But we're just, if they gain a big chunk of life off of like a Coco, we're going to be just short. This Valkyrie, bone it. Oh, jeez. Well, yeah, that. Yeah, Lyra Dawnbringer. That's a card. That's a card. So what reprint do we need the most? How much you're willing to bet allied fetch lands are not in this set? I think it's likely they're not. Honestly. I think people are going to be disappointed, but I don't think the odds are like super high. It's possible. But I don't think it's especially likely. I expect it'll be a lesser land set, and they're going to use the fetch lands to sell, I don't know, something they're worried about selling. But maybe there'll be another Modern Horizons. Maybe it'll be another, having a Lucky Clover would have greatly changed things for us there. Maybe it'll be another Modern Horizon set. Maybe it'll be Secret Lair stuff. Allied color fast lands are getting up there in price. I guess that's fine. We got a Clover. That is a card we want the most. Yes, it's fine. Double Murderous Rider seems good against their opponent's deck. I mean, I think it's possible that they show up, but I would not predict it. The King of the Lullaby! Welcome to the Fishbowl, handing out 5 gift subs to Separeb, Skitty, Kazul, Lightning Grani, and the Voice OG. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Want to say thanks for always having great content. I learned to play Magic watching you and the rest of the Goldfish crew. That's awesome. Y'all got me through my PhD. Also, your donation link didn't like my credit card for some reason, so please accept this humble gift of subs. Well, the King of the Lullaby. Thank you so much for the donations and the subs and for the kind words. I definitely appreciate it. And those are always such sweet stories. Always flattering when someone says, hey, I got into Magic or learned Magic watching your content. That's always good to hear. So I'm expecting Painlands and Dominator United and Brothers War. How about fetch lands? I mean, so 30th anniversary celebration. We're heading into Magic's 30th anniversary. Shaper Sanctuary, eh? How about fetch lands in Standard? I mean, we're playing Standard in Digital. There's no shuffling in Digital. We desperately need a real reprint that'll bring the price down. How about that? You know what'll excite people for Magic's 30th anniversary? That would be putting fetch lands in a Standard set. That would get people super hyped. Agile Endkeeper. Order of Midnight, draw a card. Oh, opponent's gonna draw so many cards. What do you think of the new... Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Triumphs would... When they put fetch lands in standard, and mark my words, they will eventually put fetch lands in standard, but when they put fetch lands in standard, they do need to make sure that it's... Jeez. They do need to make sure that it's during a format where... Oh, this Angel deck's crushing us. Where there's not fetchable dual lands. That's what went wrong last time. So that's what they need to avoid this time. Yeah, the Shaper Sanctuary is going to do some serious work. So we technically dealt with 2 angels, but we also refilled our opponent's hand and gave our opponent multiple tokens thanks to this Bishop of Wigs. So this wasn't even a especially good turn for us, all things considered. It's the what we had to do, but thanks to Bishop of Wings and Shaper Sanctuary, I don't even think that hurt our opponent all that much. I mean, the cons fetch is already pre-banned. It would be perfectly reasonable to say, hey, they're going to be standard, but pre-banned in Pioneer. Yeah, I mean, they can't not reprint fetch lands forever because they're banned in Pioneer. So I think they would... Oh, boy. Well, that's the downside of... Yeah, this is... Yeah, Shaper Sanctuary with the wreckage. I don't think they can just not reprint fetch lands because they're banned in Pioneer. They're too important for too many other formats. And reprinting them in... low supply, super expensive secret lair things, or even in master sets, those are bandages. Sometimes not even bandages. Sometimes they're just full-on cuts without a bandage. We really need high supply reprints for those cards. The Modern Masters or Modern Horizons 2 reprints did do pretty well. Those actually lower the price more than I expected they would. Like right now, you can still snag a lot of the fetch lands for $20, maybe even less. Like I'm looking at Verdant Catacombs right now. Verdant Catacombs is right around $20. Like that's kind of absurd, and it hasn't spiked again. Scalding Tarn under $30. So I know $30 still a lot for a piece of cardboard, but considering where these cards were before Modern Horizons 2, we're looking at $100 Scalding Tarns again. Scalding Tarns were back up to almost $100, $110, over $100 in 2019. Even the bad ones, like March Flats, they were pretty expensive. So I think that the high supply aspect of Modern Horizons 2 did actually do some work. So maybe we would be fine with more Modern Horizons style reprints. But the problem is the allied fetches have also increased a ton. In that same amount of time, the ones that didn't get reprinted shot up a ridiculous amount. So your cons fetches are now super expensive, even though the Zendikar fetches went down. So it really depended on what fetches you needed. If you're someone who needed the ally ones, well, now you're... What are we up to? I mean, this is Onslaught. That's Old Border. That always commands a premium, but even the cons ones are up to like $40. We got that pretty big spike from floating around $15, shooting up to 50 for a minute, falling back to 40. So could definitely use them. Well, kill this Olskar Mage. Here's the mono red deck. People asking about mono red. Mono red's legit in Explorer. I was told by a lot of content creators that the problem with Modern was that the fetches were too expensive, so I assume Modern is fixed now. I mean, so for a long time that was true. So I don't want to take away from that, because I probably have said that at various points too. Hey, what's up, is no Capenna? How are you? So it is true. The new problem with Modern, though, is honestly that the cards from Modern Horizons 2, the Mythics, are pretty expensive. Also, sneaky problem with Modern, I think, is Yarion. And The proliferation of 80 card decks. Let's, put a Swift End to the Chandra. And then I think we actually shock ourselves to turn on our Knight of the Ebon Legion. And then hit you with a Midnight Reaper. Down to 16. Grow the Knight. Knight of the Ebon Legion triggers on either player losing 4 life. So you can for yourself. So so the Yarion problem. The Yarion problem is that it makes decks 80 cards. That is, financially, that is the issue with Yarion. And by default, 80 cards is gonna cost you more than 60 cards. That's a 25% increase or whatever. So that's a big increase. I also think that companions are still just bad for Magic, period. Like, I've been on the companions are a mistake since the week they were, maybe before they were printed, but I've been on that for forever, and I have nothing has changed my opinion. Robber the Rich, opponent gets in. Please don't steal anything good. Well, we would have liked to draw that, but, well, Murderous Rider. And so this block's here, this chump's there. You know what, I think we actually run out the Swordmaster. Pass the turn, opponent adapts. Modern Horizon 2 has had print 2 demand amount, which really helped keep the scarcity down. Master sets sadly don't have that advantage, and reprints there don't really help keep prices down. Well, so, I mean, reprints in master sets help bring prices down, but it brings them down temporarily. Atomic Fruit. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super here. Thank you. I mean, if we look at Modern, where are we at with the top cards in Modern? I assume... I mean, MH2, Blood Moon, respect, MH2, Eldraine. Still don't get why everyone's playing this Emrakul the Promised End. Still not 100% convinced it's not a bug. Murktide Regent. Okay, so what do we got? 1 Eldraine, 7 MH2s. Sounds about right. Opponent's really good at drawing those. Really good at drawing those Chain Whirlers. Chain Whirler Part 3. Oh my, oh no. And there's a Torbrand in hand? Okay, that's very frightening. I'll play Knight of the Ebon Legion. Wow. Wait. We were looking at prices. Do they light up the stage into Chain Whirler 3 and Torbrand? And shot. Oh my goodness. All the best cards in the world on the top of our opponent's deck in a row. Ticks up and pigs us. Torbrand. An opponent. I'm gonna go attacking. I'll kill the Torbrand. Still not convinced we can get out of this. Oh! Opponents! Hey, what's up, Max? Opponents crack me up. Opponent goes Chain Whirler, Chandra, Torbrand in a row, and then we cast a removal spell. Nice. Yeah. Do I think that evoke elementals are a mistake? Is there any way we get out of this? Is it possible? Man, Goblin Chain Whirler's a mistake. Since you're asking right at this moment. Alright, we go to 4. Order of Midnight. Yeah, we're just... we can't do anything. Yeah, alright. Yeah, just too hot a run-in for our opponent there. So I don't know if I'd consider the evoke elementals to be a mistake. I would say that having the evoke elementals be printed at Mythic, I think is undoubtedly a mistake. For players. For Wizards, it's probably the greatest thing ever because it's going to help them sell a lot of Modern Master or Modern Horizons. But I think that's the biggest mistake. As far as gameplay, it's tough. I mean, I'm still kind of in the position where it's not just the elementals. Like, I think that because Modern Horizons is so incredibly strong that the elementals don't actually really make a difference, and maybe in the context of the set, they're a good thing. I think that the top end power level of the set is definitely, I think, too high overall. Like, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, the elementals, but also Ragavad, but also Dragon Rage Channeler, but also Murktide Regent, but also Shardless Agent, but also Sanctifier Bag, but also, like, Esper Sentinel, like, the whole Turok, Voidwalker, the whole top end was just so strong that because it's so strong, I guess it's fine. They all kind of even each other out in a weird way, and that's better than the opposite, if that makes sense. Like that Simpsons, we talked about this before, like that Simpsons where Mr. Burns goes to the doctors and he, all the diseases are like stuck in the door of his body, and that's the only reason he's still alive is because they're all essentially fighting each other and can't get past. That's how I view Modern. You got all these diseases of really busted cards, and in the end they kind of end up being slightly balanced because there's just so many of them that they all kind of smash into each other and the format's kind of balanced. The Simpsons predicted Modern Horizons too, exactly. So that's kind of how I think of it. Do I think that Modern was more enjoyable before that meta when more stuff that wasn't from Modern Horizons was playable? I would say yes. I know for me, I'm feeling recently a little... You probably noticed we haven't played a ton of Modern lately. I've been feeling a little bit of Modern Horizons 2 fatigue, honestly. Like, that's kind of been... Okay. I've been feeling a little bit of fatigue, where it's just like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to... Wow, do we have to run this out as a creature? Oh my god. Run it out as a creature for opponent to kill. We get to draw a card at least. Which is another Innkeeper. Yeah, what a weird game. Opponent gets pinged down to 16. So I think that all the crazy new Modern stuff was fun. I really, really enjoyed it for like 6 months. But now it's been like a year. And now I'm getting to the point where it's like... All right, the Cascade deck's pretty busted. I'm tired of seeing Urza Saga every game. I'm tired of seeing Ragavad. So I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm ready for another shakeup. I'm ready for things to change in some way or another. That's part of the reason why I thought it would be interesting to... Part of the reason why I thought it would be interesting to have... sets like Commander Legends actually be legal in the format. Opponent. Wow, okay. Takes it. Interesting. Well, let's just... Actually, you know what? Let's... Heart's Desire. Make 1,000,000/1/1, so our opponent has something to Chain Whirler away. Gotta make sure about that. Not that, I mean, I always come back to Modern. Overall, Modern is my favorite format of all time. And I love Modern, and I always end up coming back to Modern. So expect to see Modern on the YouTube. Expect to play Modern on the stream. And I expect that my current feeling of kind of madness is temporary, because it always is. But... I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm ready for the shakeup. I feel like if we're gonna put really powerful Modern Horizons cards, what's the harm with having a not nearly as powerful Commander Legends legal in the format. And if there's something that's egregious and problematic, then just ban it. Just ban it. So that's kind of what I'd like to see, is actually just adding more supplemental products to the client. I'll draw some cards. Play a land. Knight of the Even Legion. Can we win here? Smitten or Curry favor. I think this works. Opponent to 3. And then swing with the team? Ha! Smitten Swordmaster. Smitten Swordmaster coming through. Do you ever like playing Commander in paper? So I don't play a ton of paper Commander, but I do enjoy playing paper Commander. And opponent. None. So yeah, I do enjoy playing it. I'll be playing it at Command Fest Richmond next weekend. Oh, also, yeah, I would definitely like to see more unbans. I've written articles about how I think a lot of cards could be unbanned. Next week, so no stream on Thursday for sure, because I'm gonna be in Richmond, Virginia for the Command Fest. Maybe no stream on Tuesday. We'll have to see. So we're gonna figure out spoiler seasons for the future. Not sure exactly. There's so many spoilers now. What are your thoughts on spoiler stuff? Are you making IRL videos for the event? We're gonna do a Commander Clash thing, I believe, in a podcast while we're there. So there will be some IRL stuff. Although the main thing I'll be doing is just hanging out and playing games with people. So we're getting there Thursday, and the event doesn't start till Friday. So we're gonna do some stuff like Thursday night and like Friday morning before the event starts. But then Friday and Saturday, I will just be around. So if you're at the event, come up, say hello, play some Commander, whatever. Like, I'd love to meet anyone who's gonna be there. Another Saga. And light up the stage, land and land. Now tap land. We're off to a bit of a slow start here. About it. So yeah. So I don't know about Tuesday's stream because of spoiler stuff, because those are the pre-con days. There definitely will be. I mean, spoiler content in general is pretty popular, and I like talking about new Magic cards. So there will definitely continue to be spoiler content. Although it might change a little bit, because the past my goal has been basically do spoiler content for everything, but we just get so many sets now that I'm not actually sure that that's possible anymore. It might just be that it's not really possible. I guess we could have timed that differently, couldn't we have, to fizzle that gatekeeper? Yeah, I guess that was, well, I could have get the light up the stage. Yeah, whatever. Supermarket, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Yeah, the timing was a little sus. I would agree with that. I'll kill that. Opponent. Get rid of the critics. All right. Gets and hits us. Not the best lucky clover. Well, yeah. Smitten Swordmaster. The lack of lands might be the death of us here. Roiling Vortex. Opponent definitely has life gain prevention for literal days. Another gatekeeper. If we had enough lands to deploy our hand, I would like where we were at, but as it is, with the life gain being prevented, this is a sketchy spot. Not a land. Yeah, that's our death. We can't block anything. It's gonna be too late. Well, what's your food post Magic card? All right, one more night game. I gotta say, our rating has just been free falling. Maybe this is a deck that, even with improvements, and it has improved, and we have actually won a little bit with it. I think it's probably just not. I don't know. Maybe Lucky Knights is not a Pioneer Explorer deck. Food Time Chinese Edition. Oh no. Oh no, I'm gonna butcher words. Rojamo, meaning meat sandwich, with aromatic braised pork belly and handmade Chinese style sandwich bread dipped in braising stock. Made it a year ago. Can't wait to do it again when I get my next apartment. Ooh, I have never had that, but that is way above anchovy tier. That is. I don't know if it's burger tier. Is it burger tier? I mean, that's pretty high tier. But that actually sounds really good. That sounds delicious. Opponent. Would be fine if you just did videos on cards you think will shake things up rather than every card. Yeah, that could be a possibility. That might be a possibility, not to go over everything. Another possibility is maybe we just skip some stuff. Like, is a spoiler video for every commander precon, is that helpful? Is that beneficial? Is that necessary? So it might be something like that, or like what is like Commander Legends versus a standard set versus a double master set versus a set like Warhammer 40k crossover set. Maybe not every one of those sets actually deserves a full-on spoiler video. So that's also a possibility, is just kind of prioritizing sets a little bit more. Would it make sense to split it more with Tomer in sets like this? Maybe. I don't know. Possibly. I've just always done it. I'm not sure how. I'd have to talk to Tomer about it and see if it was something he was interested in or had the ability to do. Yeah, with stuff like precons, we also usually have. All right, Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Lucky Clover, Foulmire Knight. We with stuff like precons, there's also usually like Tomer usually does an upgrade video. Yeah, the module lands look sweet. I think the Eldraine treatments are still like probably my favorites they've ever done, but I also really like these ones. Opponent gets in, more bone crushing. Yeah. Love Struck Beast. Well, we will. Heart's Desire makes some dorks. Alter Fate. Get back 2 Foulmire Knights. Lovestruck Beast. Oh, Lovestruck Beast looking good here. Pass the turn. Turtle Lock, we only got to play like 2 matches, and I think we went 1-1. I mean, it's competitive. It's a grind. It is a grind. It is one of the grindiest decks you will ever play. So if you're okay with playing hour-long super grindy games, the deck's sweet. But just keep in mind that's what the deck does. That's kind of how it works. Opponent gets in, hits us. Blood Tithe Harvester. And a tap land. Well, okay. Cavalier of Night. Sack the Dork. Huh. How many cards in the graveyard? Not enough yet. But this can be removal. Yeah, let's kill Blood Tithe. Let's kill Blood Tithe. And then Foulmire Knight, because we know he's gonna back. Pass the turn. Gonna be close. This is gonna be super close. All right, Bone Crusher number 40. Runs it out. Well, 1, 2. Alter Fate. Lovestruck Beast. I mean, this should be pretty good. We're trying to get back a Foulmire Knight. Opponents just run so many Bone Crushers. Lovestruck Beast makes them 1/1s. Lovestruck Beast. No attacks. No attacks, no attacks. Tap land. Yo, this game's gonna be close. This game's gonna be super close. If masterpieces can be grouped with showcase styles, Kaladesh and Vincent's are the best looking ones. Amonkhet's are the worst looking ones. Yeah, Amonkhet's are those ones are the worst. I will definitely agree with that. How about it? Keeps hitting the removal. Well, okay. Midnight Reaper. Holy mother of drawing. Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, I don't know. He might just be dead now. That was absurd drawing for our opponent. Okay. One. We're at 6. Croxus coming back. I'll play the land. How do we not die? That is the question. How do we remain alive? All right, play Foulmire Knight. Play Order of Midnight. Yeah, we're gaining life, which is nice, but we need to be able to keep this Murderous Rider, I think, or we just die to Croxa. Like, we'd gain 9, which is nice. Right now, we'd gain 6. We gain 6. We block. We have to discard the Foulmire Knight. So we gain 6, we'd be at 12. We drop to 8. And then the Murderous Rider, I guess, is bad, isn't it? Alright, well. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is all we can do. Alright, well, yeah, hit you for 9. Gain back a bunch of life. I guess the Murderous Rider at this point would cost so much life anyway. I guess we kill them both and then hope we find a way to not die to Croxa. Opponent. I mean, opponent, they had their big turn where they drew all the removal spells, so hopefully they're about done doing those exact things. There's the Croxa. Opponent's also at 9. So they're going to have to be cautious about their life total. Hive of the Eye Tyrant. I mean, I guess we're kind of just winning the race. Eat a Blood Tithe Harvester. Opponent goes to 4. Knight of the Eben Legion. All right. All right. All right. Oh, if they draw an Embercleave, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry. Opponent draws to 2. Desperation. Their life flashing before their eyes and scoops it up. Okay. Whoo! It worked. It worked. It worked. Yeah, the kill him on the backswing ended up working. Been playing this in Historic on Arena, been pretty consistent, but against Control it whiffs. Is there anything I could add to make it more consistent against Control? Let me take a look. Rakdos. Rakdos mid-range. I don't know if it's worth bringing ley lines against this deck. Almost wish we just had, like, incidental graveyard hate. Could see just a touch more removal. Midnight Reaper's good, though. It's also possible that we just don't change much of anything. Yeah, let's go, like, 2 Assassin's Trophies and just call it a day. Warrior Time. Ooh, doing some hammer timing, eh? Against Control. That's a tough one. Boros is a tough color. A tough color against Control. So usually there's two plans, I would say. If you're a Boros deck, kill Control before they can stabilize, which I think Hammer Time has potential to do with its best draws. Yeah, we'll discard Midnight Reaper, which I think the deck has potential to do. Oh, double trouble. All right. Well, if we got double trouble, we're gonna run them both out. Double Edgewall Innkeeper. The other plan is to try to sneak more card draw into the deck. So that could be like Showdown of the Scalds. It could be Planeswalkers like Chandra. So you can try to go... Oh, really? So you can try to go toe-to-toe card advantage-wise. So that could be another plan. I would say those are the 2 options, and probably a combination of those would be the best. But be as aggressive as possible. Be as aggressive as possible, and maybe add some Chandras, Showdown with the Scalds, some extra form of card advantage to the deck. Well, get through the Sorin. Oh, losing double Edgewall Innkeeper is so sad. All right, food post number 2. What do you got for me, Magikarp? About it, Fable, the Mirror Breaker. I'll play Midnight Reaper. Go attacking. Wow, opponent trades. This is fine because we want to draw lands anyway. Ideally. Come on. Land? Please? Alright, opponent. Removal for days. I'm gonna get back at Croxa. Oh, geez. Oh, no. Oh, whiffing on Lancer is gonna absolutely beat us. We have a new donation from AJK Mark. $2 donation. After watching your streams and video all these years, I've come to the conclusion that you love to bring in new players with your positive attitude and charm, only to torture the other players until they quit. Gotta keep this stream of in and out even. Kudos. I mean, that's not 100% wrong, honestly. Truthfully, yeah, you might be right. You might be a little right. Hmm. Play Lucky Clover. Missing these lands is so bad. If we had lands, we'd be in such good shape. Thank you so much for the donation, by the way. Do people eat straight anchovies, not on pizza? Oh my god, anchovies are the worst. Literally just anchovies. Magikarp. Magikarp. They're, you know, anchovies are in their own tier, food-wise, at the very bottom. All right, Lucky Clover number 2. Knight of the Eben Legion. Go attacking. Well, if we're having literally no mana, we are fighting the best fight we can here. Yeah, get me hooked. That's going to turn on the Kroxa and a creature land. Kroxa. Oh, if only we had mana. This hand would be sweet. Opponent gets in, hits us. Still not a land. 18 cards deep, eh? Pass the turn. Pass the turn. Yeah, thankfully Crocs is legendary, so they can't actually... Jeez. Well, okay. Swift End. Kill it. Copy it. Kill it. Oh. Opponent also apparently has a lot of land destruction. Or a lot of artifact destruction. Yeah, we are dying. So opponent blows up our board. We go to 3. We untap. Hey! It's so late that it doesn't matter, but... Alright, we hit land number 4. It exists. Murderous Rider. Heart's Desire. Go. I think it's too late. I think it's too late about it. Hive of the High Tyrant. Shatter Skull Smashing. Yeah, okay. Wanna gain some life. Well, Murderous Rider. And Foulmire Knight. Pass the turn. About it. Oh my god. Wow. Alright, run it back. I mean, yeah, not much to say about that one. We drew 0 lands and our opponent drew a lot of removal. Yeah, that was... Oh, come on, Magic Gods. I mean, the big problem is we just couldn't do anything because we had 3 lands in our top 20 cards or something, so there just wasn't... we couldn't put up a fight. We couldn't put up a fight because of that. We just got super duper ultra mana screwed. Well, run out the Knights of the Eben Legion. Opponent plays a land. I'm sure they have removal. They do. It's a Bone Crusher Giant. Well, we'll play a land. We will go to combat, attack. Get back the Knight of the Eben Legion. Play the Knight of the Eben Legion. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a land. Passes. Well. Alright, besiege you. Go to combat. Attack you. This has to be Colligan's command, right? Do you think that Monster Manual is a new green commander staple? I think the Monster Manual is pretty good. I think, I guess it depends on your definition of staple. I guess it depends on your definition of staple. I think if you're playing a deck that has a bunch of big creatures in it, then yes, it's going to be very good. But I don't know if I would just run it in any deck. We have stuff like Elvish Piper. We have Quicksilver Amulet. We have all those style cards. And all right, opponent, of course, has Meathook Massacre. We have a bunch of those style of cards. And those are generally only played in decks that have a bunch of big creatures. You wouldn't just jam those into any random green deck. You got to be a green deck that actually can make use of those. But in those decks, it's very good. Oh yeah, Meathook is absurd. Opponent plays a land. Chandra Tortured Defiance. Takes up for mana. Boom, crush a giant. Oh, so we don't have a way to kill that, unfortunately. Well, all right. Draw some cards. Play a land. Play the Foulmire Knight. Attack the Chandra. The opponent chumps. Well, I guess we pass. Opponent untaps with a Chandra. Could use our Murderous Rider now. We got a million Murderous Riders in the deck. So yeah, I think Monster Manual is very good, but you gotta be in the right deck for it. Opponent hits us with Chandra. I mean, if Chandra ultimates, we lose, unfortunately. Chandra does have an unbeatable ultimate. Bone Crusher Giant. Oh, and we don't have a 1/1. We don't have a 1/1. Land. Sorin. Makes a vampire, which will kill. This is awkward that it's going to fizzle, but I think it's necessary. Order of Midnight. Order of Midnight. There we draw cards. I mean, we got to, right? We're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna win with this hand. So we just gotta trust that we're gonna hit a land here. Oh, all right. Well, we lose. Did not hit a land. No, I don't think you can decline. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Whenever you cast an adventure spell, copy it. You can choose new targets, but there's no option for whenever you cast an adventure spell, adventure, instant, or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. Can you? That text does not suggest that you can decline. Interesting. It copies the spell, though. I'm so confused. I'm pretty sure this is just how it has always worked. That it is what it is, for better or worse, but pretty confident that's how it goes. Well, play a Foulmire Knight. Play a land. Profane Insight. I mean... Go to combat. Of course, opponent top deck to Fatal Push. Well, kill the Chandra. This deck has drawn so much obnoxious removal. Turn after turn. Opponent takes up Sorin. I mean, I guess this is what this deck does. It is just a big pile of removal, and it's working out for our opponent at the moment. Blood Chief's theirs. Opponent kills our thing. Opponent runs out of Bone Crusher Giant. Passes. Well. A Foulmire Knight. Cavalier of Night. Sack the creature. Kill the Bone Crusher. Opponent. Do you have another removal spell? Yeah, there's no way to stop it. Opponent makes a token. Discards a land. Gets back Chandra yet again. Plays Chandra.
You and I are gonna take 'em out.
Ticks up.
It's gonna hurt.
Blood Tithe Harvester. Can we draw some removal? No, no, no. Well, go to combat. Attack Chandra. Opponent chumps. Okay. Well, we're gonna run out. We're gonna run out stuff. If our opponent top decks again, then I guess they just get us. But we're running out everything. Run it out. 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 All right, that's what we got, opponent. Can you beat it? About it. Desperation blood sacking? Are we getting there? Is there a chance? Opponent discards a land. Draws. I mean, this is not a bad board. We're back up to third. Oh my! You gotta be kidding me. Oh! Well, our opponent has run very, very well this game. Very, very well.
Play with fire, you're gonna get burned.
Yeah, I mean, that does it. Hey, what's up, I am Squirtle? How are you? We draw even more lands. Opponent finds another removal spell. Even more lands. And yeah, that's... Well, unfortunately, you cannot beat the Magic Gods. And this is a game that the Magic Gods just really want our opponent to win.
I bring my own.
Boy. So the opponent was basically on, what, a 10%er? Yeah, that's Magic. Well... so we were, what, 90% to sweep the board and proceed to win the game? I mean, that was just a very frustrating game all around, because that was also the opponent who, in the previous game, just went, like, or in game one, just had that ridiculous string of removal spell top decks too, so... but that's why you play the games. That's why you play the games. So what do we learn? And honestly, the Lucky Knight deck, I don't think it's going to make an Explorer. Thanks to whoever sent it in. Definitely, if you do decide to play the deck, you want the Edgewalling Keepers. Adventures, I think, have potential, but honestly, it feels like the deck's just not really that powerful. We got to see some sweet Smitten Swordmaster synergies. We got to see it do some cool things, but all in all, Explorer's a pretty powerful format, and I'm just not sure there's quite enough. There's quite enough there. Maybe it's missing a piece. Maybe we need Adventures to return. I don't know. But, I mean, it was fun. Maybe it could be a budget option. Although, I don't know. Does budget even exist on Arena when you have to play so many rare lands in the mana base? The main deck, though, doesn't have that many rares in it. Like, has a lot of commons and uncommons. So, anyway, yeah, I mean, the last game was just I mean, we were very favored for our opponent not to hit that, and they hit the perfect card. So, yeah, good running there, Legacy. That Meat Hook Massacre off the top, I think. Yeah, like probably 10. We're doing the math on it. It was like probably like a 10%er that you hit a meat hook. Otherwise, we sweep your board and probably win. And you hit the meat hook. So, good game. Anyway, everyone, that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. So, reminders, Replay YouTube, if you want to find any of the old streams, normal YouTube, tons of stuff going out on there. And one more reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com. Yeah, Turtle Lock is good. If you get a free goldfish sticker, just let them know you want one in your order notes. The Turtle Lock deck, I like the deck. I really enjoy playing it. Just be warned, I think it's good. Just be warned that if you pick it up, you're going to play hour-long games a lot of the time. It is the slowest, grindiest, and that's just like kind of how the deck works. That's the design of the deck. So be prepared for long grinding games if you pick it up, but it is good and it is fun. So on that note, everyone, that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. So, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully streaming Tuesday. I'll let you know for sure as it gets closer. Fingers crossed. Anyway, either way, have a great weekend, everyone. I love y'all. You're amazing and awesome and spectacular. Have a great night, a great weekend, and yeah, I will see you next week.